Welcome to the most horsepowerful podcast on the internet, the Xbox Drive. Before we get this show on the road, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and ring that bell on YouTube, and leave a 5-star rating or review on your podcatcher of choice. If you want to continue the conversation after the show, make sure you join the Carpool Gaming Discord. For exclusive content and all the Carpool shows in one simple feed, head over to patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Finally, head over to carpoolgaming.com for all of your merch needs. Now, with all that out of the way, you better buckle up, Buttercup, because it's time for the Xbox Drive.
Greater than X.
What's up, everybody? It is the 340th episode of the Xbox Drive. My name is Fee. I apologize, everyone who's been waiting patiently for this podcast to start. I realized I did not put a little dirt under my pillow.
Yeah, for the dirt man.
For the dirt man. And so that was the reason why we're running a little bit late this evening. I appreciate everyone who is hanging out here.
Good reason.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sean, how's it going?
Oh, man. I encourage everyone. Look, if you're watching on YouTube right now, stay here. YouTube.com/carpoolgaming. But after this, go check out The Dirt Man by, I got to find out who that is. But it's this guy, The Dirt Man. You got to keep a little pillow under, the dirt under the pillow for The Dirt Man.
Exactly.
It's not like I've listened to it 1,000 times in the last 20 minutes.
This guy's been on repeat and
Woo!
wow.
I'm bringing weird energy, you guys. I played a game. I listen to music. It's been a good week. It's Friday. I got my Diet Coke. I got my Canadian and American friends here. We're going international, everybody, like we have for the last, 5 months.
No big deal.
The same.
We love it.
That's me.
I love it. Mitch, how are you feeling this evening as you took a swig of your Dr. Pepper Zero, I'm assuming? Yes, it is. How are you doing this evening?
Takes a drink while you're asking him how he's doing,
It
by the way,
happens.
on the podcast.
Oh, it's so good. Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Make sure you sponsor the show. Today's not bad. It's been a week. Wednesday, my son graduated from high school, so that's cool. Good for him. Congratulations, Alex.
Did they play the graduation song, though?
No.
Oh.
No. So just to be clear, I was waiting. I was like, what are they going to play? Because we had this discussion. Mm-hmm. As they were walking out,
Yeah.
they played Celebrate. Celebrate good that. I'm not singing it because I'm terrible.
Old is new now. Again.
It is,
Okay.
apparently. But that's what they played, which is better than Miley Cyrus or other songs that we found out that apparently are graduation songs. But
true.
yeah, that's what's going on right now.
Okay. Well, congratulations to Mitch's son. Congratulations on graduating. Bowza, how was your week?
It's been a week.
Nice
It
comms.
is May. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. So maybe we could take a little sidetrack there and have a little mental health moment. Today, I had to do a demo at work right after lunch.
Okay.
Had everything set up, ready to go. Had all my files ready that I was going to play through. An outline of what I was going to say. These are all people I've spoken to before. Mm-hmm. I don't know. About 11:30, my heart starts racing. I get filled with dread.
Okay.
Oh,
So yeah,
Oh,
the
no.
next hour and a half was miserable. And then as soon as I was done, I felt perfectly fine. So
We like to
yay, anxiety.
We like to call that at work the Valley of Despair. And we like to talk about the fact that sometimes at work you go into the Valley of Despair.
damn.
But there is a positive because you'll get out of it and you on the other side through communication and understanding yourself and being reasonable and being just a vibe. I'm all over the place this week as well. I appreciate once again all of you hanging out this evening, and of course, how's it going, everyone? We're just gonna get into okay. Last week, I'm gonna say it. We forgot about housekeeping for 45 minutes, so I think we should just
We didn't
start
forget.
the podcast.
We
didn't-
got a little
Finned
carried
it.
away. We got
A
excited.
little bit of delay, exactly. So we're gonna.
Ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung. Housekeeping's here. It's not always this sweet, lady at the door. Sometimes it's a big burly man just ready to clean your room.
Is this a prison? Housekeeping. Hey, get up.
He's just ready to do it. He's gonna clean the crap out of that room, Mitch. It'll be good.
I guess so, dude.
Housekeeping. Patreon.com/carpoolgaming. I want to say thank you. So I will say thank you to Hoppel for upgrading to that gold member tier, of course, our Austin Powers tier. Thank you to Tech Mike for also upgrading to that gold member tier. I want to tell a quick story about this Tech Mike. Actually, it has nothing to do about this Tech Mike, but another Tech Mike. I was at work. We have a guy in the technology team, like IT, whose name is Mike. And so I got this email saying, hey, just so you know, Tech Mike has upgraded to the gold member tier. So I told the person I was hanging out with at work, I'm like, hey, man, shout out to Tech Mike. And he's like, oh, yeah, Tech Mike at work. Shout out to Mike. So there you go. Thanks, Tech Mike, for doing that. And thank you, Sean Hennigan, for joining in at that ad-free tier. Guys, 7 days. You can try it out.
What if it is the same Tech Mike?
It might be.
No, it's not.
Do you know?
The email tells me Mike's real name, Tech Mike's real name. So it's not the same guy. As far as I know.
You don't know that.
That's true. That's maybe
I could have an email that's Sean Capri at something.com.
We'll have to do like a 23andMe kind of thing. We'll just get right down to the DNA of this.
Yeah. Exactly.
We'll sort it out.
Or just ask the guy.
Just open that mouth. Let me just take this cotton swab on your cheek.
That'll go over well at HR. Great job, dude.
It'll be fine. Look, I was ready to be. I was fine with just assuming they're different people. You guys want to sort it out. How else are you supposed to do it without getting a cotton swab DNA sample from the dude?
I just want to pretend it's the same.
Yeah,
you can just have fun pretending.
Save the game media in the chat. When you sign up for Patreon, you got to submit your DNA. Yes. Get those little test tubes out. Send it in.
The wildest thing in the world.
We'll send it to Mitch's PO box there and wherever.
I don't have one. So now you're gonna be sending it to some other Mitch's PO box.
Holy
Poor Mitch.
crap! I'll bet people didn't know, so I'll tell them right now. You guys can join Patreon for free. Try to listen to all that exclusive content, but you can't because there's way too much. Sweet Hangs is 3.5 hours with me and Donnie talking about Call of Duty and a ton of Xbox. Extended episode of Xbox Drive / Xbox Empire. You guys should definitely go check that out. Amanda's up next on the Pants Patreon podcast for Patrons podcast. After that, Ron from the PlayStation Drive is on the Real Carpool Gaming podcast. That could be about literally anything for Patrons podcast. With me and Ron, if you listen to We the Gamercast, you guys are going to enjoy these conversations. It's been really good. So don't miss out. And thank you to everybody for joining on in at Patreon. That's the housekeeping. The housekeeping's clean. The house is clean. The room's clean. Bed sheets are changed, or whatever tough guy says when he's done his housekeeping job.
Dude, this video has changed Sean, guys.
Sean's some energy tonight.
Some
I've gone on a journey this week, you guys. Woo. Oh, you know what else should be in the housekeeping? Actually, I am playing Hellblade 2. Actually, it's the other way around. It's Senua Saga : Hellblade 2.
Why'd they
Review
do
goes
that?
up on Tuesday morning. Yeah, they flipped it.
Not a fan of that.
Oh, you don't
Xbox.
want the colon?
I don't want it flipped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're okay with the
Hellblade
colon.
2 :
Yes.
Senua Saga.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder why they did that.
Because now on the Xbox, when you go and actually look at the My Games,
Yeah.
Hellblade's here and set.
I don't like that.
Yeah, side by side. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
Nah.
true enough. So I'm not allowed to talk about it today. If you're here for Hellblade 2, you're in the wrong place. But if you're here for Hellblade 1, right place. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So my review will go up on May 21st at 4 a.m., I think, Eastern time. So I'll be working on that over the weekend. Ryan Turford and I are going to do a spoiler cast and review discussion after that. And then by this time next week, we will all have played it, especially Fiona, I think. We'll definitely have played the second game.
Absolutely. Because
Nice.
I totally played the first one.
Yep.
I just want to say, I'm sitting on my sofa earlier this evening, enjoying some chicken nachos, and I'm scrolling through the YouTubes, and I'm like, oh man, that's a thumbnail I made. And I'm like, man, what a fantastic thumbnail. It says Hellblade hype. And I'm so excited. Then I look down, and then all of a sudden I hear from Lucas, you got called out. And I'm like, excuse me, what do you mean I got called out? The title of this podcast is We All Played Hellblade Senua Saga Except Fee. And I'm just like I'm trying to
awesome. I just saw that. That's awesome. Oh,
Yes, I have too much power. I have
This
too much
pleases me.
power.
this
Yes.
pleases me.
I was just like, well, that's nice. I'm so happy. What?
Usually for the title of the podcast, we kind of like have like a nice long kind of descriptor and then maybe another like game or something that we refer to. I'm like, I don't know. We're all going to talk about Hellblade. So I just threw a little something in there for you, Fee.
Thank you. I
Enjoy.
really appreciate it.
That
Love
is so
you.
awesome. Just to be clear, we did give you an option that all you had to do was sit down for 6.5 hours, not sleep, and play the game in the last 2 days. And you chose not to. So
I
that's
did not sleep. I chose no sleep.
Yeah, he really did.
And we
I
see how
saw
that's working out.
Yeah, it's going great.
Yeah.
Just caffeinated.
His tasted YouTube videos just went straight downhill.
Oh,
His
you
hyper
guys.
levels.
I'm
all up.
so for once the algorithm. It's just so I'm gonna have to like put the link in the show notes or something because it's legendary. This is video of 2024, video of the year. God for YouTube. Anyways, I'm talking too much. What's going on, Fee? And my daughter's screaming at Lincoln up there, so I should mute now. Can you guys hear that? That's awful.
No, we didn't hear it. No, we're
No.
good. That's
Can't
good.
hear it at all.
Noise gates are great. As my wife is yelling in the other
Wow.
room too. Everybody's yelling.
Everybody's yelling.
Everybody's yelling. We're good.
Everybody is yelling.
People with families in the house muting.
Just muting. Apparently, I'm here. On my third playthrough of Hellblade, I did it in 4.5 hours. There's still time fee.
Kevin's got a point.
Okay.
Sometimes this show runs long. You could try it right now.
You could beat it by the time we're done recording.
Yeah, we can do that, right?
So you're telling me instead of having this conversation, I should just go play Hellblade? That
I
was
thought that's what you were doing before we started.
who knows what I was doing before we got started. Let's be real. Just who knows at this point. It definitely wasn't just everything in shambles. No, what have I been doing this week, guys?
You tell me.
You tell me.
It's been a week
Did you
apparently.
play any video games at all?
So, fun fact, I didn't. So I did play.
That sounds like a not fun fact.
Okay. Okay,
Sounds like a bumming fact.
Okay, I did get to play a board game this week, though, which I think is still in the realm of games. So please, I played Sidekicks, which is a Disney board game. So for context, we have about 120 board games in this apartment, which is kind of wild. And so we just decided to try out this one. We got it as a gift, so we played that in particular. Okay, bum fact. I get it. It was not the
I was
best.
gonna let it ride. I was gonna let the comment ride and just ignore it, and I was gonna laugh internally, but you brought it up.
Okay. No, it's mostly because I've been working on some other stuff. But I was playing Sidekicks, which was a lot of fun. Essentially what you get to do is you get to play some of the sidekicks, shockingly, from the Disney universe, and you're trying to save the main characters from the evil villain that's a part of the series. And so it was a lot of fun to play that. And been learning some other stuff art-wise, so I've been paying more attention to that recently. So I was like, I wanted to play a video game this week, and then I looked at a lot of them. I started Fallout New Vegas. That's okay. Let me explain. So I wanted to play a video game this weekend, and I just had nothing but bad luck. I first was like, you know what? I'm going to go hop on to Red Dead Redemption Online, and I'm going to go on sometimes I just like to hop on. I like to just get my horse to Reno and just go across the map because it's fun. What? Sean's just making faces.
I was just noticing. I was happy to see a new name in the chat here that I didn't recognize before. The Mango Man Juice, and then I realized I don't know what that means. So I was reacting to that. So
Oh,
carry on. Don't mind me. I'm just in my own world over here. I'm listening to the song in my head, and it's all good.
fabulous. I love it. 10 out of 10. I was trying to play Red Dead Redemption Online, but for some reason, my game was corrupt and did not want to actually load, and for some reason, it said I had no memory on my computer, and so I just uninstalled Red Dead Redemption 2 online, because I was just like, I don't have the patience for this at the moment, and so then I open up Fallout New Vegas. I created a new character. I played it for about like probably 15 minutes and then I closed it because I once again did not have patience for it, and then it already glitched already. One of the characters was halfway through a wall and I'm like, this is my time to turn off this game and go to bed. And then now it's Friday, so who knew what just happened? My entire week was just flew by while everyone was sitting there playing video games, playing Hellblade and all sorts of fun stuff. I was just doing things that were not gaming related.
Bought a ticket to the struggle bus.
Got a ticket to the struggle bus. Yeah. I worked on art stuff, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's not a struggle bus.
It's not a struggle bus. Sometimes you got to do stuff. And that's what I wanted to do. So I've been working on some stuff on my side, and learning all sorts of fun things. And so for that reason, I guess I had you know what? I didn't have a struggle week. I just had a productive week. And I'm not saying video games
the
are not
opposite.
productive, but what do you mean?
That's like, it's the opposite. That sounds great.
Oh yeah, I had a productive week. It was fantastic. At least you had some time to do some gaming compared to me, Fee.
Everyone's on the struggle bus.
Everyone, you know what? It's May, and sadly, it's gonna be May. It's already.
Mitch is gonna quit by the end of this. I have him on the ropes, man. He's gonna be out of here.
Oh my goodness.
Love you, buddy.
Also, shout out to Fulia. Fulia and I had a live reaction party this week, which was a lot of fun as well. We watched Eurovision. So 10 out of 10 was a lot of fun. Fulia didn't get any sleep, but it was a lot of fun still. And yeah, so I had just had a productive week, which sadly didn't include video games. So this weekend, I'm definitely going to have to sit down. Will I have the opportunity to sit down for 6 hours? Because let's be real, guys, it takes me longer than the average person to play video.
Oh,
It's
same.
probably going to take me 8 hours with my luck.
More.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Mitch.
That's so mean.
I mean, for me, it took me longer.
You're like, yeah, of course.
He's
yeah,
gonna be
you.
great. Fee'll be great. Took me longer.
No, I mean, okay, I was literally playing the Rewinder last week, and even though I was streaming and I was talking through it, it was a matter of one of those situations where, like, I was looking at how long the game should take to play, and then looked at how many hours I've actually played it, and then I'm like, this is not great, because apparently it's supposed to only be about 4 to 5 hours. It's already taken me 8 hours, and I'm still not finished the game, so killing it. Just straight killing it.
I love it.
So yeah, love it. 10 out of 10. And yes, just a vibe and a half. Bowza, what games have you
Yes,
been
Fee.
playing this week?
I played a bit. I didn't
Like
have
the complete opposite.
Yeah, maybe if we just like polar opposites. I took all of your game time. Sorry.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not sorry. I've been playing a little bit more of that Final Fantasy 14. I decided that it would be fun to level up a blue mage because why not? I don't know. Seemed like the thing to do. There were some seasonal events that I had to knock out. I am one of the people that played through Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, but we'll get into that later. A little bit of Vampire Survivors happening. That Operation Guns DLC came out. Sadly, no new achievements. I don't know why they did that other than to make me mad, but the level design is pretty rad. Very Contra vibes. Oh, it was so good to get in there and just blast stuff with guns, you know? Who doesn't like it?
That's usually a
There
fun
was-
time.
How many achievements are there right now? Like, have they maxed out Chivos? Like, is it because have they
It's
reached
like
some?
211,
Like, how many points? Is like 4,000 points?
1,500 or something.
Oh, they got more to go. They can
Yeah,
do. Like,
I
come
don't know
on.
why they're not putting more in for this. It seemed strange to me. But they do what they want, right? I don't know.
It's true.
There's a cool mode where you're just like riding on a train and killing stuff. So
What in the world?
it's
Yeah, this is
just
the
wild. Like, you're on
genre-defining
the
kart
train cart
racing.
right there. Yeah,
Mm,
it's like train cart.
God, I need to get to this. This is so
You gotta
great.
play it. It's just
I do. I love
complete
Vampire Survivors.
dopamine. That's all it is, right?
Mhm. Just like
Bowser.
meth.
Oh, sorry,
Wait, what?
continue, Bowser.
What?
What?
Sorry, I saw a graph earlier before about amphetamines and how they impact your dopamine. So I'm just a little off the rails this Friday night, you guys.
Yeah.
Don't do
Can't
meth,
say I've
Fat
tried
Mitch.
it.
Okay, it's bad. Real bad.
You know what, Sean? I thought about it until just now. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you, man.
Please don't. Look, all the video games used to start with winners don't do drugs. This isn't all that weird, to be honest with you. They used to all start with winners don't do drugs. So here we are. We're bringing it back. Video game podcast. We're going to start winners don't do drugs.
Okay.
So I have to get a new graphic for next week's show. Got it. All right.
Yeah, man.
Sounds
Yes,
good. I'll put it down.
Drugs
You know
kill
the one.
dreams and stuff.
You know the one.
Um,
Yeah, Seth in the
then-
chat says Mitch is the straight man tonight. Yeah, what is going on?
Yeah, like, when has that ever happened? Right? Like, jeez, man.
Here
the
we are.
last game I will shout out is called Strayed Lights. Action adventure game. There are no words in the game, but very emotional in how you're seeing some of your opponents turn into monsters, and then you have to fight them and kind of free them from whatever was overtaking them, like fear or anger or whatever it may be. This is my pick, the current pick for the Backtrackers. My name came up on the wheel, so I get to pick a game, and this is it. So I played through it. It's not very long. I think it took me 4.5, 5 hours to play. But, oh, the vibes in it, the environments here, all the different colors. It's a beautiful game. I highly recommend.
And when do you guys talk about that on the Backtrackers?
June 8th.
Oh, we got time.
Yeah, you've got lots of time. We just had our meeting last weekend, so we're early in the cycle, and it's a short game, so get on it and come to Backtrackers.
Is it available on Game Pass?
It is not on Game Pass.
We have a code, though, to give away. People want to play it. We got a code we can give away.
Hey, check that
There you
out.
go.
A code.
It has not been claimed. So check it out.
Nice.
Looks
Is
nice.
this,
Look at it. So
Zelda Z
fluid.
targeting. Look at that.
Yep. Zelda Z targeting.
Oh.
So you got like 2 different colors, and you switch between them. You want to block matching colors, essentially.
Oh, that's so cool.
Now, the purple ones you can't block. You have to dodge.
Oh, it looks so good. This looks like in the best way possible. Like we used to get games like this all the time in, the 360 days. Maybe even PS2, Xbox days, but man, it looks so smooth and nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Okay, I might claim that code.
Sorry, code's off the table. Sean's
Just
taking it.
kidding.
Wow.
You cannot claim the code. Too late. You took too long. I don't know what you guys are doing out there. You
JK,
gotta move-
JK.
Look,
There's no code. There's-
when we have codes to give away, you got to move fast, or I might take them. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, podcast, we have a code for you. Oh no,
JK.
this game looks great.
It's
Never
gone.
mind, dude. Buy your damn self.
It's been redeemed by me,
Oh my
the guy who
goodness.
offered it.
Oh my god, dude. What is
Bowser,
happening?
I have a question for you. How many Mountain Dews are you about to buy to get the points for Final Fantasy XIV? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm in the process of wiring about a Costco flat amount of Mountain Dew to a friend's place in the US strictly so I can get these points.
What? You don't need that many points for the mount, though, right?
I
It's only
want I want
read
the
that it
major
was
general
600
cup.
points. Oh, how much is that?
That is probably about 2,000 points. So I think it's 4,000 points for that one. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm only getting the mount. But
Yeah, the mount's not bad because you can do it with 3 20-ounce bottles if you get the special flavors.
True. For context, for people who aren't aware, there was the Final Fantasy IV. What? What do you mean,
Like
Sean?
me. You're like, for those who aren't aware, I'm like, I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
I was unaware as well, but continue
Okay.
on.
Talking about
So,
mounts over here.
Final Fantasy XIV announced a number of different items this past week in regards to Dawn Trail, and one of the promotions that they're currently having is with Mountain Dew. So if you buy bottles of Mountain Dew, you get a specific code. These codes give you points, and these points can be used to get merch and mounts and items.
Oh, yeah.
However, this is only in the US. So your girl can't get this. So
No
I have
mounts
to
in
get
Canada.
no mounts in Canada. So I have to do it the old-fashioned way by sending Mountain Dews to a friend's place so then they can get the codes for me. So then I can totally not use a VPN to then try to get this mount. It is absolutely ridiculous. Square Enix, you have international fans who play this game, not just in the US. Please, what? So don't. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to not look at the bottom two people on this podcast.
Don't
just
mind
talk to
us.
me. Just
There's
talk to
people
me.
listening who have no
Yeah.
idea what's happening. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know, but your girl can see things. So yeah, no, that's why. So right now there is the promotion that's starting up. One of the options is a lore accurate, or like it's specifically a dragon that you can get in game, which is 400 points. So that's 2 Mountain Dews, and then you can get Mountain Dew buffs. So those are 200 points each that give you, I think, 4% experience points, which is kind of nuts. So it's like a boost. So there's a bunch of stuff there. But then, okay, I get lost when they have things that are like 13,000 points. They have a full rig, like one of those driving kits, steering wheels for 13,000 points. Math wise, that's about $500 USD to get that
Worth it.
steering wheel.
I mean, if you're already drinking the Mountain Dew,
Who's drinking $500 worth of
well, I
Mountain
guarantee
Dew
you somebody is.
Well,
in
first
a
off,
month?
don't judge.
Yeah,
First
Mountain
off.
Dew's delicious. What's the matter with you?
I watch
If
out
it were
now.
on Dr. Pepper, we wouldn't be saying this.
I remember the first time I had Mountain Dew, I thought it was unfair. How is this possible? This is so good. It was late in life, actually. So I actually remember that.
But we all know that Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar is entirely better than Mountain Dew, and this podcast is not sponsored by Mountain Dew. in
Ooh,
any
that's
way,
a
shape,
tough
or form.
one. I like both. I like both.
I have Coke Zero right now. But no,
never
real
gonna get
gamers drink $500 of Mountain Dew in a month. Okay, you know
True.
what?
If you have a family, I want to point out something. That's not completely unreasonable. Like I have,
just Mountain Dew?
$100.
I have children. I have children. Is it only going for a month?
Yes, it's like a month and
Brush
a
my
half.
teeth with Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I can feel the sugar make them cleaner. Yeah.
My reaction
exactly.
to drinking full sugar sodas is always, I can't believe people live like this all the time.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
with
how.
you, Seth. I'm with you, Seth, dude.
Yeah,
I
same.
Okay,
Can't do it.
yes,
Sips money.
but okay, as a heads up, if you get regular Mountain Dew, you only get 100 points. If you get the specialty ones such as Baja Blast, Code Red, you get 200 points. But you do also need to make sure when you're actually purchasing it, if there is a code, because there are going to be some out there that won't have the codes available. So you
double
need
check.
to make sure that you're double checking, that you're making sure that you're getting not the non-regular ones. I don't know what it is for zero sugar or anything like that. But yeah, it's something that if you're playing Final Fantasy 14 and you want that mount,
Oh, right.
may as well. Yeah. Not
Forgot
just
why we were talking about
realize-
Mountain Dew for a second.
I didn't realize they had physical rewards.
yes.
Like you can get clothing.
You can get
And now I
clothing.
might be spending an entire paycheck in Mountain Dew.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
If this show doesn't have a sponsorship by the end, I'll be shocked. Yarden, I agree.
Well, we keep giving it away for free. That's why we don't get any sponsorships. Why would anybody sponsor us?
Yeah, it's true.
Talk about their product for free for a half an hour.
But I was just
Mountain Dew knows what they're doing. They saw these two and they were
demon-related.
like,
Trick us with their delicious product.
how dare they?
Can't help ourselves.
oh my god. But I digress. I'm definitely gonna have to do that. I also have to get back into Final Fantasy 14, so I'm gonna have to probably get 3 months and just start playing again because I have to catch up. So probably this weekend or next weekend, I'll have to see what my MSQ group is doing. So grab double XP by drinking life water. I'm loving these comments this evening. No, I am definitely gonna have to do it. But yeah, I've been finding out more and more people play Final Fantasy 14. So if you're playing Final Fantasy 14, let me know. I would love to know who's playing Final Fantasy 14 right now. But yeah. Have you played anything else this week, Bowser?
I think we did all of mine.
You did all yours?
Yeah.
You know what? Mitch,
Yes.
what have you been playing this week?
There you go. Ask the question. So a couple different things. One, I beat Hellblade. I mean, we already know that because the title says it. So we won't say who didn't, but I did. Hellblade, great game. We'll talk about it later. I also played another game that has Hell in the title. I played Helldivers.
Divers.
So yeah, Helldivers. It was fun. I asked Fee to play, and she told me, hell no, I have art to do.
Hell
Thank you
no.
very much. Hell no.
HE double hockey sticks.
She's hitting the pump the brakes motion with her hand. She's like, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Did I ask you to play?
You did ask.
Did
and
you
then
say
you
no?
Said, okay, I did not
Better.
say
That's
no.
hold on, simple yes or no. Did you say no?
Daughter.
I did not say no.
I'll check those receipts. Hold on.
Yeah, check the receipts. You know what?
Check the receipts.
Let's see here.
No more legal battles.
Okay.
My Friday brain
Hey,
can't
what are you
handle
doing
it.
right now? He asks. I say, hey, I'm just running up. I'm just currently
got it
working
here
on something.
too.
What's up? Mitch says, was gonna ask if you'd like to play some Helldivers, but never mind if you're busy. And I said, oh, definitely this week. I responded 2.5 hours later. Mitch then says,
When we were done playing, when the shit was off.
So she didn't actually say no.
I didn't say no. Mitch
just
then
didn't
says,
answer you.
I don't know when I'll be on again. And I said, I was just working on some stuff that I had to work on. And then I put, no. Then Mitch says, all good. I'll be playing
See, she told me
Thursday.
no. She said
Then
no in there.
who was playing Apex
Got her.
yesterday?
I was. I was.
No, not
What does that have to do with anything?
Helldiver. Because he said, I quote, on here, he says, I will be on Thursday. This man plays Apex instead of Helldivers 2. So for that reason, I didn't say no. I did offer to play, and you played another game that makes me motion sick.
Your
So-
tone is suggesting that you feel like you got him on this, and I don't think that you do got him on.
Sean, you
wanna
are
point out
different
two
energy
things.
this evening, and I need you to stop.
I want to point out.
I need
wanna
you to
point
be
out
on my
two things.
side.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. Don't have to worry about it. I don't even have to get loud. I'll just say two things. One, right there, 5:14, 2:24, 8 p.m. You said no to me. It says no. I see
It says
right there.
no.
It says no. Secondly, I said I will be on Thursday. I just have no clue what I'm playing. That's it. I didn't say I
Did
was
she leave
not
out
playing
part of the
She
transcript?
did. What a shocker. It's crazy that I have receipts
What?
too.
Okay, what part of the transcript did I... What part? Okay, what part of the transcript did I miss?
The part where I said I didn't know where I was going to be playing. I didn't say I
Yeah.
wasn't going to be playing anything. I just said I didn't know I was going to play. You also said you didn't tell me no. You said no. I have proof.
I said no, as
4K.
in like no, as in because you said I don't know when I'll be playing again, and I said no, as
I just
in
wanna
like
point out
oh
something.
no.
You know,
Was
as if she was
my-
falling off a cliff. No.
Yeah. Did I ask her? Hold on. Here's a simple question. Did I ask her the question? Did you say yes or no? That was a simple question I asked. She said no in the text. I don't care what context it's in. She said no. Thank you very much. I also played some Apex, as V delicately put it. I played some solos yesterday. I actually got
Nice.
my first solo win, which felt
Nice.
really good. Just proves that I don't need teammates to be good at Apex. I'm good by myself. Thank you very much. I'm just playing. Please, everybody play Apex with me. And then what else did I play? I played a little bit of COD. That was fun. I really wanted to. Yesterday, I was actually in a mix of like, I have no idea what I'm going to play. Because Thursdays are normally the days where I play single player games. And I beat Hellblade. I actually played Monday longer than I normally do. And I really wanted to get Hellblade done. So I'm like, you know what? On Monday, I'm just going to get some Hellblade done. And I actually ended up beating the whole thing on Monday. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't expect to do that. So, just want to double check. Carpool doesn't have any walkthroughs of Hellblade on their YouTube channels, right?
We did. Are you kidding me? Who would watch me play to try and
Okay,
figure
cool.
out how to do anything?
Just want to point it out, if you guys go to youtube.com/MitchPower1116, you can watch the entire game in 4K from start to finish. I asked Sean that because I didn't want to promote my stuff over his stuff.
Please do. Please. Yeah. No. No. Come on.
But anyways, yeah, if you guys want to watch the whole game, you guys can watch it in 4K. Fee, you have time. You're
She's
already
not
doing
watching
other
that.
stuff.
She's already
You
shaking
could-
her head no.
Go ahead. How
I
awesome
will
would it
say
be-
no to this.
How awesome would it be if I went
No.
back and edited the last part and go, well, that's cool. The rest of us being except for Fee. Except for Fee. That's all I'll do.
It's
But no,
pretty. It's kind of intense.
It was. I will also say I'm very proud of this man right here.
That's me.
Very proud of him. Do you know
I'm
what?
the only other man on the show.
That's very true. It's very true. This guy right here, I'll let him to say what he played, but he did a great job. He did
What?
a great job.
I played Hellblade like you did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
beat
beat
it.
it. Yeah, I beat it.
You sat and was like, I
I'm
am
gonna
getting
do
this
this.
done. And you gave time, dedication,
Ignored my kids.
ignored your family,
Yep. Got to,
and you gave
to
us,
take
you
out the
gave us
garbage.
updates as you're killing bosses. And if he played the game for a minute, she'd know who you're talking about instead of going, what?
I don't know if it is a fee game. I can't decide if this is something that you would enjoy or not. I don't know.
I don't know. You can watch.
It
my
sounds
YouTube
like
if
you.
want to.
It sounds like you enjoyed it, Mitch.
I thought it was cool. Yeah. I mean, again, we'll get more into it later. But I did like it. I honestly, it's not even like again, I'm the dude bro on the squad who just plays Apex and COD, right? Not typically my game, but it's one of those like if I hear good things about it, I should just shut up and play it and just see what I think for myself. So we'll get more into that later.
Yeah, pin it.
It's a tease for the rest of the episode. Except for Fee. She can't answer a damn question on it. Let's go.
And
she's really happy that she jumped on tonight.
I'm so happy I'm here.
She really thought about sending the like, sorry guys, I'm out tonight.
Yeah.
Go ahead without me.
Man, I was just like, you know what, guys? I'm so excited to like listen to you guys talk about Hellblade. I'm gonna like ask you guys some questions. I got this idea, and then I've got nothing but flack and freaking getting read to filth in our title, which I'm currently pointing for people who are curious. We can see the title like right here on the screen, so I'm currently just seeing "Accept Fee" right over my head constantly.
Yeah.
Oh, up there. Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I didn't do either of these things. Just to set the record
It's
straight.
definitely not Bowser's fault.
But it's true. No, it's not
my fault
Bowser. Bowser.
Not Mitch's fault either.
We gotta stick
There's one
together
other
this
person
week.
you can play.
Just me.
I like how
Hey, you know what I
around.
forgot about in the housekeeping? Actually, we should tell
What?
people. E3 is happening.
Hey! No, it's not.
Sort of. It's definitely not happening, but it's sort of happening. SGF Jeff Healy is hosting the Summer Game Fest. SGF Summer GF. And we're gonna do all the things. I feel like we still have some details to confirm with the crew at Carpool, but I think I can fairly 98% of 60% confidently say that we're gonna have like everything that's happening. We're gonna stream alongside it. Pretty sure even the Wholesome Direct, but certainly with respect to this podcast, we're gonna do that Xbox showcase. We're gonna be here. We're gonna have post-show coverage, and it'll be available on this feed and on probably YouTube. We still have to decide. So stay tuned for more details. But we didn't get a chance to talk about that because probably for the very first time, we have like a 3-week plan for this show. As nonsensical as everything is tonight, there's a plan, you guys. And it's kind of amazing. Big plans. We got Hellblade 1 tonight.
We went from, we're not going to do topics.
Totally.
We give up topics.
planning a month worth of content.
We got a month.
Planned out.
We got more than a fortnight worth of content planned out here, guys. We can't decide. When it works, it works. We've lost Fee. I think she fell asleep. Or, I don't know.
No,
You okay?
I did not fall asleep.
All
I'm
right.
here. I'm doing
Or fell over.
fantastic.
You fell over.
Yes,
Hopefully you didn't hurt yourself. But we got Hellblade tonight, Hellblade 2 the next night. We're going to do our predictions for the Xbox showcase the week after that. So, man, the next couple weeks, you guys are enjoying this. It's just, we're just getting started. You know what I'm saying, Bowser?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, good. Sorry, Fee. I
Did
just
you
wanted
play anything
What?
other than Hellblade?
Me? No.
Yeah. No
Oh,
Stardew?
Stardew. Still Stardew. Still. Yeah, I'm into year 2 on Stardew.
nice.
But I'm currently playing Hellblade 2, so I'll focus on that for now. So I'll get back to Stardew though. Got my art rainbow farm. Everything's going pretty well over there. Doing my fishing. Yeah, I love it.
Very good.
Yeah. So
We got some new games for you to play.
Oh, let's do it.
We got some Game Pass games announced.
Hey.
Look at all these games.
Look
I
at
can't
him.
even count that high. There's so
Look at all
many.
of 'em.
How does this happen? For me, obviously, Senua Saga, Hellblade 2 is at the top of my to-play list. Anyone else have anything on here that they're really interested in?
Mitch loves NHL 24.
100%. I mean, just, I don't even know that's an Avalanche player on the cover. I don't know who it is. Sean could probably tell you right now.
Cale
who it is.
McCarr. He's
See.
yeah.
See, but I like hockey more than him. No,
Mm.
that's a lie. A complete lie. I mean, obviously, yeah, Hellblade 2. Looking forward to that. Although I will say, as I had mentioned last time, games with spouses moving out too, phenomenal. Go play it. It's fun. If you have couch co-op, it's a super fun game. Very similar to Overcooked style. Antics, shenanigans. Don't yell at your significant other when you play it. Just talk to them like people. But it's a really fun game. Also, that Rolling Hills game was the other game I think I was looking into, which kind of has is it a similar vibe, I thought, to those other games? No.
I don't know anything about this. I'm glad you mentioned it because Foolish Fuji in the chat shouted it out. So I thought I'd pull up a trailer and go like, what's going on here? You got a cute little robot. Fee, do you know anything about this game?
No, but it looks adorable and I'm going to play it.
I'm gonna make sushi.
Making some sushi. Requires skill, it says.
Well, I'm
Okay, it kind of like Overcooked here. You're making some food. You're serving it to people in your
That's what
restaurant.
I thought. Yeah.
It
I
looks
thought it
like
was
Played Up.
something-
A lot, like, it looks very,
Yeah.
like, reminiscent of Played Up.
Was this
Right.
on the indie thing that we saw recently?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
that. Yeah. Yes. Oh,
That's
a
why
little
I
squishmallow thing. Oh, that's cute. Okay, this is an adorable game. Rolling
Great.
Hills.
Now my
Holy
daughter's
cow.
playing it.
I
There's
need this.
Squishmallows in it.
Oh
need this.
man, I love it. I'm so glad you guys mentioned it. I would have skipped right over this.
I remember this game was, like I said, I just saw food, and all I could think about was like, is this like Overcooked? Although this
Good
definitely is a
one.
different vibe than Overcooked, but still, like, looks cool. You got
The
clean
trailer
plates,
kind of
just
shifted to like nighttime, and I'm just waiting for like monsters to like show up. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's so
some-
cute. Like
some
zombies are
demon
coming in.
shows up
Yeah.
and blows the building up. Yeah, exactly. No, it's just nighttime. Time to go to home.
That's what I would do. Rolling Hills, nice. June 4. I like it.
So cute.
Very cool.
I'm like really vibing with the art style of Haunty and also Chance of Sinar. Both of those games look really interesting. I don't know if Haunty is a type of like game that I would be like in my realm of play style, but I really like kind of like the dark kind of sketched vibes of it. And it seems though everything is in black and white from what I saw from the gameplay. And then Chance of Sinar is a award-winning puzzle game, which looks really cool. So
Yeah, I know Seth is a fan of Chance of Sinar.
oh, it looks so cool.
My mind is broken by this. I do not. This is too hard. Puzzles and symbols.
Yeah.
I think you have
Words.
to figure out the language or
Not
something.
even really words. Yeah, it's some weird symbol language of some sort. There's a hamster wheel in the background. It does look cool. It's very interesting, but I don't understand it.
That
Not
is
Sean
fair. A review
not.
that I saw was essentially this is if you're bad at a second language, the video game, because there is a lot of different puzzles that require a lot of symbolism and a lot of like obviously written scripture that none of us or on this podcast are aware of, and for that reason I don't know, I really like the colors and the scheme of it, so I'll probably give it a chance, especially since it is coming to Game Pass. So it's definitely something that I want to check out. I don't know, I usually go for either very colorful or just very like minimalistic dark games, art style wise. So if I like when I looked at that list, those were like the first two that stood out to me. Of course it would be nice to play Hellblade 2, but I have not played Hellblade 1. So I need to get on that, I know. I was going to wait to play both of them, but at this point, I feel as though it is now a requirement for me to play these two
No
games.
pressure. No pressure.
No
Definitely
pressure.
didn't bully you in the title of the
Yeah, no
video or
no
anything.
pressure at all. Don't worry about it.
Correct. No
sweat.
no sweat, no stress. I'm so excited. No, I actually am really excited. But we'll talk about that later on. But yes.
Yeah. I played some of Humanity on PlayStation.
Okay.
That's a neat, like, I don't know, I guess like a Lemmings type thing. All these people just keep walking and you gotta like tell them where to jump or which way to go, that kind of stuff, to get them to the end goal. And there's a cute, like, glowing puppy dog, so, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. See, look.
That is cute.
As we say it, it's on the show.
I could only find a PlayStation trailer, so that's what we're watching.
Yeah.
Why is this giving
Look at all
like
those people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So the
Okay,
dog
so
is
the
actually
dog is
directing them.
that's yeah.
Yep.
That's the deal.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
people getting raptured in this game? What's happening?
Well, kind of. Like, what do you think happens when you get to the end?
It looks so cool.
The
I
people
love
go
games like
away.
this.
It's giving World
But-
War Z vibes. Just
Yes.
like the swarm of
Hordes of-
zombies.
mhm.
The Sea of Humanity.
I like it.
Boom.
I don't know why this is making me feel uncomfortable.
Okay, we can
Well,
stop.
maybe
No,
he's not playing that one. That's okay.
We can take it down. It's no problem.
No, it's okay. okay. No.
We don't have to watch the whole thing.
It was just, I don't even know. Like, it was just like the more people, and I'm just like, maybe it's just like the fact that like a large
Wait a
amounts
second.
of people.
There's
What?
like lightsaber battles in here. What's happening here?
Oh, I didn't make
Oh,
it that
bro,
far.
if you just put a lightsaber in the game, now I'm gonna play it. Like I'm just saying.
Oh, this game seems to go places. I did not know this.
Maybe I need
Is
to
there
get back
Star
to
Wars
this.
DLC?
Oh
Is there
yeah,
Star
there's
Wars DLC in this
user-generated
game, too?
stuff.
Ooh.
You can make your own levels and oh, that's neat. Neat. Humanity. Nice. Tons of games.
All the games.
Did we miss
All
anything?
included.
I don't know anything about Galactic Care. What's that? Some sort of space hospital? That's my
Yeah,
guess.
I'm assuming you're a space vet.
It looks
Hmm.
cute.
Galactic Care.
Bring it up.
Sorry,
We'll
everybody,
take-
for hearing my
Another
trailer.
Sea of
Rate it
Humanity
right in the
video.
middle of this.
What's that? Okay, we're in space. This is a plus for me. Looks like people
There's
are.
aliens.
Yeah, it's a hospital in space. That's
Nice.
exactly what this is.
Ooh.
Hey, you knew.
Oh no,
God.
there's space puke and X-ray rooms. Oh, cool. It's like
And you
a.
upgrade.
It's almost like a 2-point campus kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice. I play this. I
Not
would play
bad.
this on PC. Okay, cool. Shout out to Game Pass. This is like the biggest list I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And we haven't even mentioned Lords of Fallen, which is very popular these days, and Immortals, which I know Donnie over at PSVG has been holding out on. It was on crazy sale at the end of the year. It was like $7 or something like that.
I
It was
think
like
I saw
brand new
that.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
definitely
wow.
picked it. It was one of the last games I bought last year,
Mm.
and now it's on Game Pass through EA
you
Play.
go.
Nice.
There you go.
Just wait till after that conference and see all the Game Pass games that are coming out then.
That's just it. Like this is a huge list. So yeah, man, and like good games. That NHL game's good. I know you guys don't care about NHL, but that's a fun game.
I'll never crap on NHL games. They're fun. I just like the fact that it's available without me paying $70 for it. basically.
Dude, like I think it's a totally underrated part of Game Pass is that you just get all these EA Sports games every year. Like
Yeah.
they're not brand new, but they're not exactly ancient. Like this game
I'll
came
say-
out in like September.
Granted, really they just wait until the playoffs or the finals to
That's
put
it.
them on there. Right after
Yep.
the Super Bowl, Madden's on there.
Yep.
We're are we in the Stanley Cup yet? Or
We
still
are
there?
in the Stanley Cup.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. See,
We're in
like,
this-
see,
we're in- the round 2.
hockey.
Yep.
So yeah, NHL is there. Except for what's weird is it's. I think it was already out on Game Pass, by the way, and now it's just on cloud.
Oh, it's Cloud. That's right. Oh, that's right.
So I think it already came out, but
At the
that's
end of the
typically what they
season.
do.
That's right.
Yeah, whatever the end of the season is, that's when they do it. But also, it's a good time to like get
Man,
into
NHL on
it.
Cloud. That's wild.
I couldn't imagine it, to be honest. Like
Hmm.
some of these games on cloud, like moving out where it's time based and all that stuff, and like very precise movements and trying not to break certain things. I mean, certain games like on cloud are cool, but like there's certain games like I could never imagine playing on cloud.
Like,
but that's just me.
gotta try it out.
Yeah.
You have to remember
It's
too,
almost
like
it's
Cloud, I often forget, like people think Cloud, you think like a mobile device, you think like a phone or a tablet or something, but like you can play on your PC on a web browser.
right.
You know, if you don't have like a powerful PC, like you're running off Series X hardware through the cloud, and you know, of course, you've got your PC set up hardwired to the internet, so it's going to be no problem. That's obvious.
I want to say there's something else that we didn't save it in here, and I probably should have mentioned it. I think there was something about Xbox Game Pass streaming now supports keyboard and mouse.
Oh,
Like
really?
like 20 games through cloud streaming on Xbox Game Pass support keyboard and mouse. I'm looking that up right now as we speak, but I saw some sort of news article mentioning that, which I thought that was very cool to yeah, right here. Xbox Cloud Gaming rolls out mouse and keyboard support in beta.
That's awesome.
So now you can do cloud gaming, and it says right here like Doom 64, Fortnite, Gears Tactics, Grounded, Halo Infinite. All these are mouse and keyboard games.
Nice.
Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, House Flipper,
Ooh,
High on
I gotta
Life.
get to Pentiment before they shut that studio down.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, the game doesn't go away if they shut the studio down. You've got time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's true. Good Lord. What a sad thing to say. Better play that before they shut that down, right?
I know.
Man.
It's okay.
All right.
Yes.
We ready to jump in the carpool?
Yeah.
We are.
Do it.
All righty. HVAC Sparky writes in, "Hi all, hope you are doing well. Also hope it's not too late for this question. It's never too late. But I'm kind of curious what your favorite live service games are of all time. Also, in your opinion, what is the secret sauce that makes a live service game good? I guess we could toss it over to the resident professional live service game player, Mitch. What's your favorite?
Apex.
What? No way. Apex Legends? Is this thing
Why?
on?
Yeah, it is. Now I just want to refer. Just okay. This is gonna hurt some people's feelings. Can you break down exactly what you consider a live action game? A game that's just constantly
Like a live
evolving,
like games as a service. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like the way you talk about Apex, it's like the standard. Like every time you talk about it, there's something new, like it's something substantial actually happening.
And that's honestly what I was gonna say. What makes the game my favorite? Like, I've been playing it for 5 years. The game's been out 5 years. I've been playing it since day one.
Yeah.
Not one moment have I gone, this game sucks, I don't want to play this game.
Yeah.
Not once. So any games that come out, it's seriously about content. And that's kind of like things that happen with like Halo Infinite. Like Halo Infinite as a core game is phenomenal, in my opinion. It's a great Halo game. It's fun. It has lots of cool features, but when it launches and then just there's no like stream of content that's constant, and I get that that's hard to do at times, you know, depending on the side of your studio and stuff, but at the same time, like, example, Halo Infinite could have easily rolled out just old maps. If you were like strive for content, you're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We don't have any maps. We don't have this. You could easily just start rolling out Halo 2 maps, Halo 3 maps every couple weeks, every month. Just keep something in rotation constantly to make people want to go back to the game. Like, obviously Fortnite, once they got the money to have the manpower behind it, it's a machine now. There's thousands of people that constantly work on content for that game. And they have new content every week. They have new licenses every other week or every month. They have brand new licenses, brand new things. So it's entirely about content. If you don't have that constant stream of new content coming out, people, especially in this day and age where people are so quick to move on to something else, if you don't keep my attention, I'm just gonna quit playing the game. Like, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like Halo, that was my problem with Halo. Is like I played it, I bought the season pass for it, and I was like, this is cool, but just the stream of stuff. And now it's good, but it sucks. I don't want to tell you a game is good in a year. That's a very common thing that people are telling you now. Well, this game sucks. Give it a year. Cyberpunk, Destiny 1, Halo. There's so many games. Starfield.
Yeah, but at this point, I think it's far more dangerous for a live service game to be that way.
Oh, yeah. Well,
it's so hard to break into that market. Like, people are set in their ways. They are Apex players or COD players or Fortnite players, whatever.
Right. I think, like, just for me,
players.
Yeah. I mean, just like for me personally, just because of how big, I mean, I was all about Fortnite. I played PUBG first. I was all about Fortnite. And then when Apex came out and it was Titanfall Battle Royale, like, that's all you have to tell me. Like, that studio makes amazing content. And I just, again, lately too, obviously, I think they said Apex made like $3 billion. Like, yeah.
Good for them.
If a game's making that much money and you keep putting out content, now sometimes some things that they put out are a little like, that's kind of greedy. That's kind of and I mean, we'll say like they have
and then you
corrected,
buy it.
Yeah.
No, not all the time. Sometimes, once in a while. But like, for example, like they've evolved. The other thing too is I think a good thing about live service games is listening to your community. If something sucks and your community's like, yo, this sucks, please listen. Like Apex numerous times has, especially when they were first coming out, that first season of Apex sucked. It was not a good battle pass. The way you unlock things was not fun. And everybody was just like, this sucks. And they quickly changed course in season 2. They're like, we heard everything you said you didn't like in season 1. Here's what we're doing in season 2. And they've fumbled a couple times. Couple things they've happened. They're like, yo, a bunch of people complain. And again, they listen and they course correct rather quickly. So constant stream of content and listening to your community when they are not happy. And again, Apex still does things that everybody's going to have something to say about some game. People complain about this or this or this, but I mean, there's not one moment I've not wanted to play Apex in 5 years. And that's because they do a constant good job of new content, new story elements, new DLC, just tons of stuff. So I would say that's just my personal one. So
I struggle with the Halo thing, actually, because none of us play it, and I don't know how else you know about the updates or lack thereof. Like, they definitely launched with like a lack of stuff, but all I keep hearing from people is like, maybe it's actually happening over there. And I don't know. And I'm never, honestly, this is why I like that you talk about Apex like on a podcast, because you breathe life into what otherwise is a list of bullet points that's like posted on a blog somewhere. Like, there's nothing about any live service game when they post about it on Twitter or anything where I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds great to me. But like, when you play it, it's different. It's like when you talk to me about a map that you played that was new or whatever, some sort of mode, like then I'm in. But I have never once been convinced, like by a game mode being described in a tweet or anything like that, that it's there. So I struggle with like, without actually like jumping in and playing it. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. How does anybody know when to jump in on anything?
So specifically to like Apex, they do a very good job of teasing things mid-season. So for example, like the new legend that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Weird things start happening in game that
but you're in it,
legend.
I guess is my point.
Right.
Like you're in that world. Like take like Destiny, for example.
Right. I was going to mention Halo. Halo Waypoint is actually, they do a really good job of like blasting news out to people.
Mm-hmm.
On my Discord, I have a news ticker that like anytime there's new updates for Halo, Apex, Call of Duty, Fall Guys, all that stuff, there's like content that gets put out there and like news articles and stuff. Halo Waypoint is phenomenal with that. They put out and it's not just like game updates. It's like, here's like new podcast stuff. Here's things that tie into this story. Here's new cinematics. Like, they do a solid job of that. And I would say other studios do rely on word of mouth more than they do their own marketing. Halo's the one, and that's the only reason why I know all of the updates in Halo. I don't turn on Halo all the time.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I am happy to see that I'll see these things pop up in my feed and I'm like, oh, hey, this thing got added to Forge. So now these people are making these crazy map things now. And then you hop back in Halo after a couple months and you're like, holy crap, look at all this. Like, where did all this come from?
Like, I think that's kind of the point though, is what you're looking for in a game like this more content or more things to earn? Like, I think those are different. I think like game modes or maps or things like that are one thing, but then there's also like, oh, I just want my guy to look cooler. Like, I want a new skin or a new gun, whatever.
Limited time modes, I think for me, are what mix it up the most. Right?
Yeah.
If they didn't have like any LTMs, like when Apex did 3 strikes, it was the coolest game mode and everybody was just like, because it's just different. Right?
Yeah.
If all you gave me is Battle Royale, 60 players, trios, and just gave me new skins over and over and over and over, cool. Little map change once every season, cool. But these limited time modes are really what drive people to play the game and just give you something different to play. I mean, skins are a thing that obviously do some people say, oh, this new Octane skin came out, I want to go check it out. So there's that, but I think the limited time modes are what that's the biggest variety, in my opinion, of making you play the game differently and not just have a different looking dude. Like,
yeah,
some of the LTM and Apex have been great. Some and Halo too, like they've had some crazy, limited modes that have been super awesome. I think that's the good mix though. And even Fortnite, that's the one I would say actually that until Fortnite Creator happened, they didn't really have limited time modes, right? They just had Battle Royale.
Fortnite is such a good example for me because I'm not in that world at all. Like, as far as I know, Fortnite is the same as it was 4 years ago. Now, I happen to know that that's not the case, but like, I don't really know what is different, like month to month or week to week kind of thing in Fortnite. So it's like, it's an interesting question. Like, how do you bring people in? How do you get excitement? And the games are meant to be social, so I guess you just kind of count on.
You put Fallout in, and now all of a sudden, Fee's going to play Fortnite with me.
And there you go. Yeah. There's the
True.
crossovers for sure.
Those crossovers do it. Yeah, Fortnite's the weird one in my opinion, because like that's why I think I would say I like Apex more, only because Apex does more of a variety of the game. Like now the difference is Fortnite has straight up build your own anything. You're full Forge mode. You can build crazy maps and do crazy gameplay differences. Like there's, when Among Us was popular, somebody used Fortnite Creator and made Among Us in Fortnite, and that's going to be popular. Like, so that's, some games have that user created content that will definitely help, you know, bring creativity and differences to the game. But Fortnite, as far as the actual game modes themselves, they don't really do much besides the normal battle royale. But their difference is they have those licenses where they just keep bringing in just monster licenses, dude. Like every May 4th is Star Wars. Every May 4th is Star Wars.
But it's not just, hey, here's Luke Skywalker skin in the shop. Like, there's Star Wars quests in the game.
Right.
And there's, you know, I just played it before we started.
Right.
You know, that you have to go to where the stormtroopers are and kill some of them, and you get some points, and eventually you unlock some stuff. So you're getting XP towards your battle pass, and you're unlocking the special Star Wars stuff. But that's something like that every week. There's something
all
new.
the time.
You know, it might not be Star Wars. It might not be even an IP I care about. But I just delivered a sports car to a crash test dummy. That's what I did today.
Yeah. Fortnite does the quests really well. Because like I said, that, and especially when they tie in the licenses into the quests, like that's just good. Example, I've definitely played some of the Fortnite quests to just unlock Doom, like Doom guy. That was a skin that you could just play and unlock different, and it's just quests. But again, it makes you want to play the game. But
and I will say their quests are typically pretty well done, that they don't go against wanting to win the game.
Sure.
I know early on in Halo, I think I maybe did one season pass, the first one, and it felt like some of the things they wanted you to do meant that you were probably going to lose. And that's not good, because what about the other people on your team? They didn't sign up to lose this match.
What do you mean?
It's like, use the crappiest gun in the game.
Yeah, some
So
of the
you're
quests
passing
they're
up
not,
the good gun to keep the crappy one because you had to get 3 kills with it for your quest. Well, that's not good for winning the match.
Right.
That type of stuff. That's bad. It's frustrating if you're just in a squad and you just want to play to win. Like, you don't care about the battle pass. I want to come win some games.
or you already did the battle pass and you're like, cool, I already went through all this nonsense. I just want to play the game.
Yeah, I mainly just comment on Halo just because like I have been disconnected to it, and I don't know that any of us have been really connected to it recently. So kind of just like repeating what anybody else kind of just like. I feel like nobody plays stuff and then just says stuff about
you just
the
keep
thing.
repeating the same.
Yeah, and I'm
points.
like, do we really know? So I just like I question it a little bit. Like I love Halo. Like it sucks that it's not part of my regular rotation. I'd love to bring it back for Halo Saturdays. I know people used to join us every Saturday. Love to bring that back. I'm trying you guys. A lot of life to balance these days. But yeah, I think that's the thing about games just in general is they end up like kind of taking a narrative of their own, and it sort of like takes up a life of its own, that whether people play or touch the game or not, it's doesn't matter. Like that's the public opinion of game this or that, so that's all. I just like ask, like, do we really know? Like, I don't know. And like I said, like when I just Mitch, you mentioned Halo Waypoint. I was looking on there as well, but I'm like, I honestly don't know if there's anything they could put here that would make me go, oh, okay, they got it rocking and rolling or not. I have no clue.
There was one point where I forget what they even added into Halo Infinite, and people were very excited. They were like, oh, okay, now this is a viable game now.
Right.
But I don't have
Forge.
I don't have that long history with Halo. That was my first one. So when that stuff was announced, I was just like, okay.
I think if Forge came out with Halo Infinite, it would be a completely different story. Because Forge is literally like the creator custom. I'm sorry. Player created content is nuts. The last time I played Halo Infinite, I played on stream with a person that actually plays Halo regularly. That's their game. Actually, they played on stream a lot. And some of the Forge maps that were in there are phenomenal. Like
Waffle House.
So good.
We played it at a Waffle House.
I didn't play it at a Waffle House. No.
Oh, I did. It was fun.
Oh. Were you on cloud
That's all I need.
doing that?
That's all. I don't know.
No,
like people are like,
the
oh,
map
it's
was
got
a
like
Waffle
these
House.
sniper points and whatever else. Like there's a parking lot and a Waffle House. Like you can jump on top. Like I was good with that, man. I don't need no.
Yeah, but yeah, some of the Forge stuff they have is nuts. And but like I said, last time I played it, that's my first thought. I'm like, man, I should actually play more Halo Infinite. It's really fun. It's really
Yes.
fun. So
Yeah.
Let's
and
do
then
it.
what I do, I turned on Apex again.
Yeah.
That's what I did. So,
B, what do you
about
think?
Yeah.
Um,
What do you
about
think?
Yeah.
so as someone who's played quite a few MMORPGs, at this point, I've even though I did play WoW for such a long time, I'd have to say out of any of them, I'd probably have to say Final Fantasy 14 because the amount of content they're constantly putting out, the live letters alone, like they sit there for 7 hours and they just talk about everything that's happening with the game, what they're planning on doing, and what they're bringing up. Of course, they do have the event that we talked about previously, but I feel like they really take like the thought of the not only just the story but like what can players do when the story is not happening or when the major events are not happening, and just taking feedback as well. They've always been known for being really good at that. If there's issues with the game, they're always aiming to be making those small updates to get that resolved. And it honestly, it's just the like the overall kind of like when you go into the game, you feel like you're a part of a group of people or community that are going through the story. And the fact that they have a story from start to finish that has lasted over years, let alone because of course, there's going to be those larger games or in certain cases where they'll just be like, oh, here's an expansion. But they've meticulously thought about the like game from like ARR all the way to the end. And then, of course, what we're going to be seeing this summer with Dawn Trail is absolutely insane. And on the other side, I'd probably have to say in a game that I like constantly need to get back. Like I played it for a while and I played off and on, but the amount of fan service that they put into the game, like Honkai Star Rail, is insane. They do live streams like every other week and they're doing like live events, they do music videos, they have done like an entire like it's all night Pen and Connie show, which is like absolutely nuts, which is like them acting as though they're in the 1960s, but it's also them in the game. So they're like live action people doing these particular situations. And it's like so cool in the fact that like instead of just having people sit at a table and talk about what's coming to the game, they actually have voice actors from the game as their characters coming in and they talk about what's coming up next in the next update. So it's just, it seems like they really like, it's not just like, oh, here's just a bunch of new content in the buy. It's they build up the hype for it. So I think that's really cool the way that they do that. And it's a game that I'm constantly like, I need to download on that on my phone. And then I have it downloaded, but there's so many updates. I usually play it on my iPad anyway. And I'm really excited to see what they do with Zenless. Because they're the same group who made Genshin. So it's seeing those types of games. I cannot fault the people who make these games that they definitely are not thinking about the fans or specifically putting life into their games on a daily, I wouldn't even say just like weekly, I would say daily basis, because there's events, there's updates, there's things that are constantly happening, and then there's like events overlapping with each other, and they're really trying to think of like going outside of the box, and especially for a game that you can download for free. Of course, there is that kind of gotcha, kind of like, ooh, you can find out like you can spend money to play the game, but of course you can play the game completely for free and not have to pay for anything, unless you want to get a chance to get some of your favorite characters that are like 5 stars and stuff like that. I know I've been trying to get Kafka since day one, and I cannot get Kafka. I'm irritated, but overall it's fine. I think that like if I had to choose two, I would have to say Square Enix with Final Fantasy 14 or with Honkai Star Rail.
Very
nice.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that games with good gameplay are really good live service games, ones that I actually enjoy playing. I don't know if that's the things that you guys were thinking as you were answering the questions, but like that seems to be like top of mind for me. And shout out to The Division, specifically The Division 2. Actually, both of them are really great. I really like that game. I love doing all the different quests and just pairing up with people and the 2 modes. You can kind of go into PvP for a bit if you want to, but generally I do PvE. But man, I'm thinking about that because they canceled Heartland.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't they just cancel
Yeah.
Heartlands?
Well, honestly, when I saw that, I was like, back to The Division 2. I guess we'll just play that forever, which I'm kind of fine with, actually. So shout out to Division. Thinking about Hellblade, I guess.
Almost broke an embargo there.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. Okay.
Yes,
Sure.
the first one.
But my question for you, Sean, what do you mean? Like before you mentioned,
Well,
The
everybody
Division.
said like everybody talks about like content and there's more things to do, and it's just like I get it, and that's you're probably just skipping over the fact that you like enjoy playing the game.
Well,
like
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
maybe just
Yeah.
an unspoken thing, but like love it if we talked about like the gameplay of the games too.
Yeah,
You
if
know?
the gameplay's no good, it doesn't matter how much content there is. I'm
but
not gonna play it.
that's the like, and everybody talks about like content. It's like, what about the game? You know, is the game fun? And this is my old man yelling at cloud moment. There'll be a couple of those, I'm sure, tonight. But like, when I grew up, we played Unreal Tournament, and it had the same maps the entire time. There was no battle passes. You just played it because the game was fun, and you just played it forever until you were done with it, and you kind of moved on from there. So I struggle with it a little bit because I'm not really even the games as a live service person, anyways, and maybe telling you exactly why. Because I like to focus on the gameplay. Just want to have a good time.
Well, that's why I said Apex, because like when she was mentioning MMOs, I didn't play those. Like I
Yeah.
didn't play Final Fantasy, WoW, none of those. So like, you know, my experience is more on the BR shooters and things like that. But
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because I don't have that experience. I don't have the experience of like a lot of like games that are constantly like Call of Duty. I'm not a Halo person. I'm not an Apex person for complete, obviously, reasons. I think the only thing I could even get remotely close to that type of thing would be like Overwatch, because I played that quite a bit,
Right.
and then Overwatch 2, which I loved, like both of those games. Like
You got
when,
me into Overwatch originally back in
Yeah.
whatever that was, 2015 or 16.
that game's fun.
who knows?
I don't have a
Yeah,
problem with Overwatch.
I if when I go into kind of like waves, like I'll stop playing it and then I'll get back into it and play like hundreds of hours, and then I just stop playing for months, if not years. But no, I think the reason why I was discussing like a lot of things happening in a live service game is because yes, I do love the gameplay in both of the games that I would like what I had mentioned. It's just also like I also recognize that there's people like right now, for example, I haven't been playing Final Fantasy 14 because we're waiting for the expansion. So sometimes when it comes to live service games, it gets to a point where you have to kind of like wait until something else comes about it, because we're like right now in this
That's what
case,
keeps you coming.
it
That's what
keeps-
keeps you coming back. But like, what's the
Exactly.
thing that like brings you to it? Like for like Division as an example, I love the third person perspective. I love pairing up with a bunch of people. I love the way the game or the guns feel. I love the loadouts. Like I really like being in that and like playing the game. I love the choice that you have with the different loadouts. I think the boss battles are awesome. Like the game, you know what I mean? Like the actual game itself. And I don't mean to like it sounds like I'm maybe being harsh or something, but I don't mean that. It's just generally I'm more commenting on like the general conversation about games as a service. Like, you know, like Apex is such a great, it feels great to play it. And like, again, how many thousands of hours you have into this, Mitch? Like 2,000 hours or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Like,
couple
so
thousand hours.
you've already, it's now second nature. So you probably don't even like realize like it's so smooth and the level design is so great. And the different characters have all these really cool abilities. Like that's the game, you know, that
mean,
makes it really
yeah.
interesting and addictive to play.
And that's the thing is like, since I still bounce back and forth between other BRs, right? So I'm constantly comparing it between Call of
Totally.
Duty and Fortnite.
How does
so
the
I'm,
shooting
like,
feel?
playing, right? Exactly. And like, for example, my buddy Buzz, he actually dislikes Apex because of the shooting. He actually likes the shooting in Call of Duty better.
Right.
So I mean, everything's got like their own personal preferences. Personally, the movement in Apex is the best movement in any BR I've ever played. That's just
Yeah,
me. And
totally.
there's so many different, like you can compare and contrast and all these things. But also like the thing for me that sold me on Apex and why I stopped playing Fortnite day one was it was Titanfall. Like
Yes,
I already
exactly.
had that basis of how good Titanfall was. It's one of my favorite games I've ever played ever. And literally all I needed to see was, do you want a Titanfall BR? Here you
Yeah.
go. And I was like, done. That day, swear to God, I downloaded Apex the day after the trailer happened. I downloaded the game. I did not turn on Fortnite again.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah,
And
that
again,
game
it's
feels
I
great
could-
to play.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like great gameplay, but like that was the basis that got me hooked. All I needed to hear was it's the same people that did Titanfall, and a lot of the guns, literally the guns from Titanfall 2,
Yeah.
are in Apex.
Yeah.
They changed the name slightly, but they're the same gun. So if you're already like having fun in that game, you can move over, and it was a carbon copy of the gunplay. And but yeah, I mean, like that's the thing, is just comparing and contrasting to other things. There's times my buddy can't bounce back and forth. Like he's like, I don't know how you can go from COD to Apex and go back and forth. And I don't know. My brain just allows me to do it because I just know, okay, this is Call of Duty. I have to shoot this sniper completely different than I do in Apex. Same thing in Fortnite, where I personally hate Fortnite sniping, but we won't talk about that. But no, like that, the gameplay loop, obviously, if the game, and that's what sucks about Halo, because Halo's gameplay is so damn good. It feels so good to play Halo. When you got that grapple and you swing and you can just style on it, like, it's so awesome.
Yeah, the moments that happen in these games.
Oh my God, they're so good. When you take
killed a tank with a sword. It was awesome.
Right. It's
you did.
awesome. When you take that grapple and you grab onto a banshee flying in the sky and kick the dude out of it. Yes. These moments are phenomenal. But that's the part where the live part of it sucks. Like, cool, I keep playing. Something new would be cool. And again, you're right. We did play those games back in the day for a long time because the gameplay was so spot on. Yeah. But also, it's weird because, like, they didn't really have options to upgrade the games back then. They just came out with a new one, right? They didn't really have, like, DLC or anything they could do. They just made a second one. Yeah. And we just moved, but we all moved on. We all did it. That's the form of the live service. They just didn't have it consistently. You just had to wait a year or two and just buy the new one.
Which is funny because in the sports games world, like many of us would want them to just have NHL and they just do roster updates and like a couple features. Like that's the series where we actually want live service to be added is annualized sports stuff. It's like, no, just stop. But they sell them. They sell millions of copies at $60 a piece. They sell how many copies of Madden and FIFA and whatever.
Realistically, if they just made those sports games free to play and paid $60 for the season update.
I think that's what Konami did with they had Pro Evolution Soccer. I don't remember.
Is that what they did?
Now.
Yeah, just make the game free to play. Yeah. Make everybody get free to play. You can get last year's stats, last year's teams, all those things. Oh, if you want the upgrades for all the trades that are happening this season, make it 50, make it 40. Yeah, like I should that barrier to entry, that free to play entry, and then make them pay for that. Oh, and not to mention that Madden makes tons of money on those packs or whatever the hell, the Madden Ultimate Team stuff.
They get both. Madden gets and whatever FIFA's called now, EAFC. Like they kind of get both. You pay. It's like the last bastion. Games don't get to like come out and be new and do this anymore. Call of Duty is another good example. You know, I know you play Warzone, but they still have a copy to purchase every single year with a bunch of multiplayer, like traditional sort of multiplayer stuff. Yeah. But they could easily, Game Pass is happening.
That is happening. Bowser, what about you? Did you mention yours?
It's funny how you talk about playing with other people and being in the world with lots of people, and I tend to play by myself in these games. Like 95% at least of my time in Fortnite is solos, right? I played with some coworkers this week and we had fun, but I don't know. I don't have like
just
a set
multiplayer.
Crew,
Playing with real people.
Yeah. And then even in Final Fantasy 14, like I do as much as I can by myself. If I don't have to queue up and wait for people to do a dungeon, if I can do it myself with NPCs, I will.
Ryan's heartbroken.
Well, if Ryan maybe now if his work schedule's changed, maybe I can play with Ryan.
There you go.
But he was working when I was playing, so that doesn't really help.
Also, I've joined Bowser in a couple of Fortnite games and we've had a blast. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I could do 95%. I could do Fortnite.
You have to, because Fallout's coming.
Yeah.
Get ready.
I like how Fee's interest in Fortnite was 0, and then a screenshot happened, and she's like, "Hold on a minute."
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna fully admit, if I see something new and flashy, I want to get it, and if it's Fallout related, I want it. So give me the game. I'm gonna play Fallout, like Fortnite. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna hop on a motorcycle. I'm gonna shoot a bunch of people, and then I'm gonna go play Lego Fortnite in my little power armor, and I'm gonna have a blast. That's what I'm gonna do with Fortnite. Yeah,
I will say
I like buying stuff.
Since it released, Lego Fortnite has updated a fair bit, and they kind of like give you progression. And like there was even a little Star Wars bit in that with a little bit of story stuff, like here, go talk to this person and do
That
this
would make me
thing
play
for
it.
them. Like and that's nice. You know, the open, you could still just sandbox it, like do whatever you want. You don't have to follow that, but you get some XP for it. You can level up your battle pass, and if you don't know what to do in those open world sandbox games, hey, here's something to do.
Which is the only reason I didn't like Lego Fortnite, because like the sandbox style where you can just where it's too open to do anything and there's no like like direction of narrative of story of mission of nothing. I just get so bored. I'm like, I get it, you can do these things, but give me a mission. So that also, if you put Star Wars in any game, I'm buying it. I turned on Fall Guys just to buy Han Solo and Chewbacca skins, dude. When will I play Fall Guys again? I don't know, but I'll have it.
Oh, we should play Fall Guys.
We should.
Yep.
Sorry, Fee. You don't want to? He's shaking her head.
What's wrong
Okay,
with Fall
here's the
Guys?
thing. I will play, and this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna
you don't have
put
to,
my controller
like-
in my hands.
like,
No,
don't worry
no,
about
just
it.
wait. Let me
Just
explain
don't.
how this is gonna happen for me. I'm gonna get probably like halfway through, and then I'm gonna die, and then that's gonna be it for me. Mostly because like every time I've ever played Fall Guys, I've never made it to the end ever, and I've
Only
like
one person does.
I know, but I've played with people who constantly won. So it's just like, it's fine. Yay.
Yo, I'm gonna
I'm
make
so
it a
happy.
mission by the end of the year. I will help Fee get her first win in Fall Guys, hands down.
We're gonna have a
Okay, there you
huge
go.
game of Fall Guys at Extra Life. At the
That-
very
Yeah,
that
least.
Extra Life's a
happening.
good time for that.
There we go.
Yeah,
No. Also,
you're on my team. I'll drag you to victory. Let's go.
Perfect. I
I'll
made an
drag
entire
you to
mission for
victory.
myself in Lego Fortnite. I just made a castle in the sky. I made a watchtower. I put that bad boy up into the sky, and then I made an entire platform with an entire town on it. So I had like little shops and everything, and then I made another tower, and then I built another thing on top of that. And I was just
another
like, and another one, and another one. And then it was just constantly like that. And you know what? It was a lot of fun. So make your own quest line, guys. If there's not a quest line, make your own. But yeah, that's it for.
Did you play the Fall Guys Final Fantasy 14 crossover?
I did not.
It was
Which
interesting.
crossed over with which?
I'm speaking when you're in Final Fantasy 14,
Yeah.
they had like a Fall Guys area.
That is not what I expected you to say. I thought you were gonna say there's Final Fantasy characters and like costumes.
There
and-
probably was.
in
but I
Fall
didn't go
Guys.
Yeah, I
there.
think
They went
there
the
was
other
Fall
way
in
into
Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, but it
That's
used
awesome.
like Final Fantasy 14 like buffs and debuffs. Like there's ones that already exist in the game that just kind of like make you spin around, and you have to try and navigate through the level with that. So
But they're
was pretty wild.
already like kind of those types of games at the Golden Saucer anyway.
right, but this was just like, hey, you're in a Fall Guys level. Now do it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm learning. I did not. I didn't do either.
Yeah. It might be, you know, stepping stones, right?
Stepping
No-
stones.
Another game that had good job with all the IPs they've been getting lately, ever since Epic bought them. Like, I went on the store the other day. Of course, they had Star Wars stuff, but they had like Ghostbuster stuff, and I'm like, oh man, like I didn't know this was a thing. They've had so many good collabs with that game as well. Good job, Fall Guys. We should play that. Fee, I'll get you a victory. Let's go.
And Rocket
Okay.
League. We should play Rocket League.
Perfect.
No, we shouldn't.
Oh, I love Rocket League. Come on,
Oh,
man.
you can't.
I'll play it, but if you want to see me,
You don't
rage
have to.
harder
Look,
than
I'm not dragging you
anything-
guys into playing these. I don't want you to
No,
play
no.
games against your will.
No, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
We'll
We
play
did it with you
Apex.
with
That's
Lethal
fine. We'll
Company.
play whatever you- we'll play whatever
we
you
did
guys
it with
wanna
you
play.
in
We-
Lethal Company. You can get me to play Rocket League. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Lethal Company sucks.
Damn.
Look at the triggered face on Fee right now. Sean Flat, man, that game sucks.
That game sucks.
Also, I just want to say I love the fact Sean is saying he doesn't want us to play games against our will, as he shames me on the podcast with
About
this
what?
title.
About
It was
what?
just facts. It's just facts. There's no shame. It's just what? What else should I have put? You did play the game. You want me to lie?
Yeah. Do you also want
Yes.
to lie and say Lethal Company
Did I
is
have
a good
said
game?
we all played Hellblade?
Oh my goodness. No.
You know what the best part about that would have been if you made that the title and then we asked her to describe the game in detail and go. And she just blank stared. That would have been better. And go.
Yeah, I'm just saying what happened. That's all.
Okay. What's the
Sorry,
next
P.
It's
Question?
okay.
Yeah, we've been on this one question for a
Can we?
long
What
time.
are the other
HVAC
community
Sparky got his
questions?
money's worth, man. Holy
Hey,
cow.
Yeah, dude, good job, bro.
You did.
Good question.
All right. Friend of the show, Jarden, writes in, whoever is reviewing Hellblade, please blink twice into the camera tonight if it's awesome so far. Wink face. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
That's
I think
a man
Sean
who
did
doesn't
it
break
into his phone
embargoes.
camera.
Covered up my face.
But you can't tell. That's a man who respects embargoes. Good job, sir.
I really do. I really like this whole
Real talk, you have to though.
But I know, but I mean, like even the review process, like being able to review, like I take it pretty dang seriously, you know. And this is not a game that I have to really worry about it, but like I will complete the game, and I generally do finish. I roll credits on games that I review. Like I've got a couple standards, you know, and I don't know. That's just me.
That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to review the game, because I'm like, I don't know if I could have, not saying the standards, but like I don't want to say I want to enjoy the game, but like at the same time, I don't want to feel the pressure of like, you got till Tuesday to get this figured out, written review, video review, whatever. That was the only reason why I was just like, homie, if my family was away for a week, I'd say let's go. If I was off for work for a week, I'd say let's go. I'd do it. But that was the only thing that like I would love to, because if I'm going to do it, I don't want to slack off or make the review suck, right? I would want to do straight up a video review, edited B-roll, all that stuff. And that's the thing I wish I could have said I had the time and commitment to do. Unfortunately, I didn't. Yep.
I am recording gameplay. I've got an idea for how it's going to go. So yeah, but it is tight. Like it's tricky. It changes things a little bit. Like it's not a, like, I don't know what I can say. So maybe I'll just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, sure. Let's hypothetically say if I got a game like a month early, I'd be like, sure. Like if I had time to do it, I'd be like, sure. But if you gave me the game a week early, like, and I'm not saying when they gave it to us, because I honestly have no idea, but that's the only thing that sucks. I don't have the time, unfortunately, to do it. I would love to do that. I thought about, dude, believe me, when you asked, after I posted in the chat, like, hey, I beat Hellblade. When you asked me, I'm like, you were ready. Even though I said no right away, I sat on the couch and was like talking to my wife. I'm like, I have an opportunity to do something that I've never been able to do.
You could do the
awesome, and this is.
We could do like, this is the thing though. Anybody at Carpool should do a review for a game that they're playing anyways. Like get rid of the timeline. Like just make it up on your own. Make up your own timeline. You know, like that's the whole thing. And I mean, I've talked about that for hours and hours and days about embargoes and the marketing machine, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, Tuesday. It's on the day the game releases. The game comes out on May 21. So yeah, it'll come out and everybody will be playing it, and that'll be that.
Question on that. Does anybody ever get weirded out when it's embargoed the same day?
I will say that generally is the commentary about it. The one thing though that I think people should keep in mind is, and this isn't the case with Hellblade 2, but it was with Ori. Ori and the Will of the Wisps got a day one patch that changed the game quite a lot, and that happens a lot, where the review process happens before a day one patch, and I don't personally love that, to be honest with you, because what you'll find is, you know, reviewers will pass along like the patch notes of the expected fixes in the day one patch, and by the time that happens, like, you don't know, the review is already posted, and all that you get from the content is they say that the day one patch is going to do this and this, and you don't know if it does or not. So I don't love that. Like, I don't think that's, like, it's not based in actual reality. The review is guessing to a certain extent. So the reason I think that's important is like you just, the game has to be done in time to give it to reviewers, and most of the time it isn't done in time for reviewers, and then on an embargo period for them to go play it and do their review.
And the only reason I mention that is because what's crazy is, and this is just me because I'm a huge fan, Spider-Man 2, the embargo for it was a week early.
Yeah.
In that week early, and how I saw how good the game reviewed, I actually bought the special edition because of them saying early how good the game was, which I already had high expectations for the game, right? I was already like, I personally think this game is going to be awesome. And then when those reviews hit and confirmed that the game was awesome, I was like, I had like FOMO and just went out and bought that Venom statue, which is over there, and it's awesome. And I'm just like, that's what I'm like, when a game is confident enough to have like an embargo early, they know like this game is done.
Yeah.
This is good. We know it's fine. And I'm not saying like games that embargoed that day. When it gets real bad is when a game gets sent to developers the day it comes out. That's where you're in really big trouble.
What do you mean?
Hashtag
gets
Suicide Squad.
Reviewers, I think.
Oh,
Reviewers.
reviewers.
Yeah. Like Suicide Squad got sent to IGN the day it came out. Cool story.
Yeah, that's
dude.
what, like, it just wasn't ready. Like the game. wasn't
Yeah.
ready.
And that's where you know, like, that's a bad sign when the game doesn't even get to you early. You don't even have time to play it early to form an opinion before the day it comes out. That's bad. So that's what I'm just saying. Like, I appreciate studios who have the confidence to have a game come out, have the embargo early, because they know this game's good. We ain't got to worry about a damn thing. Yeah.
Yarden in the chat says, can you say if you feel like they gave you enough time to review or if you're feeling the pressure? I don't know if I can or not talk about that. But we'll talk about it next week for sure. We'll see. I mean, we can talk about the whole process, but
I'd be terrified to talk to you, Sean. Like, I'm just saying, I don't want to say anything out of pocket or to get me.
Well, truth be told, I don't know how long the game is. I haven't finished it yet.
Right.
So all I know is what everybody else knows. There's nothing in the materials that are sent over that says this should take you X number of hours. So I actually have no clue. I'm kind of just operating under the assumption that it's what people are saying it is, which is, I think, 6 to 8 hours or something like that, which is what the first game was. Yeah. I'll tell you next week. Like if I end up posting, if my video is an impressions, not a review post, then it's longer than I expected it to be.
Right.
Yeah. If I'm like, I'm not quite done. That's a key piece that we decided at Carpool a long time ago is like, you can still post something for embargo and just be clear of like, how far into it are you? Is this a early impressions kind of thing? Like there's still more to come. That's kind of the way we approach it. So yeah. Nice.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Yarden.
Yeah. Kevin Ainsworth writes in, I really want to hear everyone's thoughts on Hellblade. It's such a special game for me. I played it at the time my own mental health was probably at its lowest, and Senua's journey resonated with me so much. I think the combat is actually quite good and feel people exaggerate how bad the puzzles are. Curious about your thoughts on each. So, let's dive right into our main topic of the show, Hellblade 1, :
Yes. I like how you're
just not gonna say
making
anything
sure
else. I'm just putting a
Paullin.
colon and stopping.
Yep.
Breaking all the laws of English. I don't
How
care.
dare you?
Fee, I think you're running this show.
I sure am.
You're in charge.
I am in charge. I appreciate you reading off the question, and I'm going to pass it back to you. What are your thoughts of Hellblade :
Just don't play colon.
Just colon. Oh no.
I started something.
You did. You done goofed.
Oh, I don't know if it was a goof. Yeah, it's certainly a powerful journey to go through this with Senua. I can't imagine being in shoes like hers, where her father kept her locked up and blamed all kinds of stuff on her, right? Like,
Yikes.
that's tough. And yeah, I think the combat is fine. Especially, like, how old is this game now? It's been around for a while.
4-ish years. 5 years.
No, this game's
No,
like
it's been-
this
it's
game's like 8 years old, I think.
Yeah,
at this
it's
point.
old. Yeah.
Like 2016, maybe it was.
2017. Never mind. 7 years
Yeah,
ago.
like-
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it
My
still
bad.
holds up. Like, yeah, I mean, some of the puzzles aren't earth-shattering, you know? You kind of figure out what to do and go along with it. I will say sometimes the gate one, where you got to walk through the gate and change
Oh, I love
the
that
world.
one.
But, like, there's one part of it where I'm like, I don't see what's changing. I can't figure out what is changing and why can't I get to where I'm trying to go.
I just wish there was some noise or something that indicated something changed. Because I'm like going through. I'm like, did I already go through this once? Do I go back this way? Do I go this? And you're right. Yeah, there was like only one of those where I was just like, I wish there was just some sort of some noise, something indicating you're going through and something's changing. That's all.
I mean, this game, I'm ashamed it's taken me until now. I feel like the entire time the Xbox Drive has been a thing, after Hellblade moved over from being a PlayStation exclusive, like I got to play that game. And I had played the first, what ended up probably being like the first like third of it. There's sort of a section where you come up to I guess bosses. You can kind of choose your own adventure to a certain extent. And so at one point I played on PC and went to one boss, and then I played on Xbox a little while later and got to another boss, and that was as far as I'd gotten before playing it this week. But the game is like really kind of created in sections. There's chunks of the game that feel very unique, and it's like you're in this part of the game and then you're going to move to another sort of part of the game. As far as like gameplay goes and how you're going to experience the world, the puzzles that you're going to see, like now you're in a combat section and now you're into a puzzle section and that kind of thing. And I don't even know that I care that it wasn't like fluid from that perspective, because this is such a strong story and the experience is like, it's almost like, I was just talking to Donnie on Sweet Hangs about this, that you can get at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Like I'm screaming for like new experiences, things that feel different and feel confident. And that's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. It just feels like I've never played that before. This lore, I adore the lore in this, as well as just how hard in the paint it goes with Senua as a character and her struggles and what she's dealing with. It's like, holy crap! It like you think that you're done. You think they're done going a little too much with this psychosis that I think is fascinating. I remember thinking all 3 times I've started this game that it almost felt like performance art. It almost felt like theater. I could almost like feel the acting happening is how I started the game. And as kind of time went on, these voices that are bantering in your head just add to the experience. I always felt like that was a little cliche of when people like, oh yeah, the voices and you got to play with headphones. Like, okay, like I get it. Like, no, I didn't get it. It's legitimately one of the most interesting experiences in gaming. I was completely taken by this. But yeah, I mean, I could go on, but this game is, I'm mad it took me until now to play the game.
Yeah, you mentioned that kind of like the sections are broken up. In a way, I like when games have some breakpoints like that. That's like a good time to stop for the night.
Right.
Everybody's going to play 6 to 8 hours in one sitting, especially not, this game's intense, right?
Yes.
Like it's yeah, maybe I do have 6 or 8 hours I could play on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not going to play all of just this, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to need a break. So,
as far as the puzzles and stuff go, I didn't think the puzzles were necessarily. But here's the only thing I'll say: full transparency. One puzzle I got hard stuck on, and like to the point where I was feeling real stupid. I'm just like, what am I missing here? And I had to have chat. Unfortunately, like chat was like, hey, do you want help? Because I was just walking around aimlessly because I was just that dumb. But then afterwards, I felt like all of a sudden it clicked in. Like the one I was like, oh, it could be to this extent. Got it. And then everything else, I didn't really have any other problems with any other puzzles really after that. Combat was basic, but doesn't need to be complicated.
Agreed.
It was good. Like that. And I appreciate a game that has like I always think about like Arkham Asylum and Spider-Man with like timing blocks perfectly to have a reward on it.
Yeah.
The only thing I had that was like one weird issue was the camera. At times there's one fight in one section where it's a really small like corridor where you have to fight these enemies, and backing up, sometimes the camera would go like into kind of like the environment and it wouldn't look, it would kind of like get a little janky at times. That's really the only complaint I think I have on the game, honestly. Everything else about the game so far graphically was, even for a 7-year-old game, is phenomenal. The voice acting, the acting of the actual characters, like all the mocap that they did, sorry, It's great. I stopped myself. Combat's yeah, I did. I didn't finish that CK. The combat's really good. The whole like wear with headphones thing, you're right, but also I can tell you from first person for personal perspective, people who are watching my stream were like, I think some of the voices are really low. And I'm like, no, I hear all of them. Are you listening with headphones? Everybody on my stream, as soon as I was like, headphones. Everybody watch my stream, put on headphones and listen to this. The cool part was, even watching it on stream, it still came across. Like you could still hear all the craziness that was happening. And like my buddy who was watching it, he's like, no, I'm watching it with speakers, or I'm listening with speakers. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you literally, and again, it's not a fault to his, he just has my stream on while he's doing other stuff.
For
But
sure.
that's the difference, is like no headphones literally changes how that game is played, interpreted. I mean, the voice is telling you like, look up behind you. Like just, and the way they do the design of it, like just the audio design of the game is crazy good. Like and it's only going to be better with this one. Like they just took more into it, which I'm super excited for with the new one. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's like you said, it's a really heavy game. I don't dislike the sections, especially for YouTube content, making 1 hour sections. Made it real nice to get to little sections and just stop and take a break. But no, like it was a great game. I thought it was really, and like I said, I'm just excited to see everything being amped up with the second one. Like I'm also interested in how exactly things are going to go in the second one, as far as like the story goes. Because at the first one, I'm like, I thought, I wonder what's going to happen here. But I'm also excited.
Just dodging spoilers.
Yeah. Like, but I mean, like I said, like at the end is a very heavy ending as well. Like, and it's just, there's a lot going on, but at the same time, like after you beat it and you kind of see some of the trailers for the second one, you're like, okay, where are we going with this? What's happening? Is something new going on?
Yeah.
But also I'm excited just from a personal like geek level of graphically this game being like a powerhouse. This game being like, you want to see a next gen game visually here, check this out. So yeah, I'm very, like I said, and even like this game, like which I didn't realize was 7 years old. They did great things on the upgrades on Series S and X. They did a phenomenal job. Like it ran 4K 60 pretty solid and looked great, and there was different options for it. But no, like I don't, like I said, the only bad thing I have to say is the camera. That's it. Just weirdness with the camera sometimes, but it was, can't say anything else bad about it.
Okay, cool. I had a question. Well, I have a few questions listed here. One of which is like, what initially drew you to play this game? Because I know it is definitely a different experience. I know this is definitely a game that might not be on everyone's radar. Was it specifically because Hellblade 2 is coming out? I know. I think Mitch. When did you play this game?
Last week.
Okay, so
me and Mitch just played it.
Like I literally finished it Monday. Like I started it Friday. I played the first hour Friday, and then Monday I just powered through the rest of the game, not realizing I was going to beat the rest of the game.
Gotcha.
In that one sitting.
And Bowser, when did you play this game?
I played it in January 2021.
Okay.
So shortly after the new consoles came out, especially on Xbox, because I'd only had an Xbox One for like a year prior to the new ones. So when the new ones came out, I was really like working through the back catalog of things that were on Xbox and GamePass, and some friends recommended this to me, and they said, put on your headphones, play it during the day if you have to, but play it. You need to play this game.
You do.
So yeah,
it's one of those things like, you know, we've done a number of, I think we did it on as a group here, but on the Xbox Drive, the question often comes up, I just got Game Pass, what should I play? And because I hadn't played Hellblade until now, like I would never have recommended it. And like, what a massive miss on my part to not like encourage people, like go get Game Pass and play Hellblade. Like this is, I don't know. I think this is top tier, this first game. It's so good. So powerful. Yeah. Game Pass worthy for sure.
I have to be honest, though, the things that drew me to play this game, this show, because I felt like, honestly, I had to kind of be able to talk about it intelligently to, like, especially with the new one coming out, I felt like that was going to be a very big topic. So this show was one. And number two, Hellblade 2 happening. really, like Hellblade 2, like if that didn't happen, would I have been pushed to play this game? Maybe not. Would I have
So
eventually
funny.
hit it? Would I
Yeah.
eventually got to it because I found out it's only 6 hours long? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But at
Yeah.
the same time, like it's again, is it a typical game that I play? No.
Yeah.
But I'm not upset.
I'm
that I
always
played it
curious,
at all.
like the things that push people to play a game. Like I would not have gone back to Fallout 76 if it wasn't for the show. You know, like there's these things that happen, these sort of waves, this momentum, like in the gaming culture that sort of like prompt you to do something that otherwise you just be on your merry way playing like whatever else. Oftentimes it's just that a game came out that you'll play that game. But in this case, you got a sequel coming out, so a lot of people going back to play the original. So yeah, I think I'm with you, Mitch. Like what prompted me to play it was that the next one is coming out, and I felt like I should be ready for that, especially because it's a shorter game. It's like, well, why not? You know, just hammer this thing out.
If you told me this game was 40 hours long, it would have scared me to death to try to play it and like.
Well, and it would have
do
overstayed its
that long.
welcome. It's too to
For
me
sure.
like it's way too intense to do that and maintain the intensity for that long. It's like either I'm going to be damaged or I'm going to be actually like bored of it. Like it'll like it kind of like it would lose its edge, I imagine. Like to me the first game is like the perfect length.
I agree. And like, yeah, like if it went longer, I probably would have just gotten, because there's no progression. And again, like there's no progression when it comes to combat. Really,
Yeah, it's not like a
right?
skill tree or
Like,
anything like that.
It's not a skill tree. There's no leveling up weapons. There's no leveling up armor, none of that stuff. Right. So, I mean, the combat, I think was probably, it was probably the
Well, it's kind of
perfect
built
length
into
of a
the
game.
narrative, really.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
she gets stuff like but it's not like your traditional like
It's not like
earn
God of War
points.
where you're earning
Yeah.
a skill tree, upgrading your axe or your sword or your Hellblade. Like there's none of those things that are happening. So
Yeah.
the fact that like it is a 6 hour game like is great. Like I
Yeah,
just think
I
it's
think
a
so.
great
Yep.
length. So
Because I want to
to
replay it. I guess that's I would probably be playing it again if the second one wasn't coming out. If I wasn't reviewing the second one, I would have like started over immediately. Yeah.
Right.
I can't see in the chat ask if it's linear. Kind of. You get sort of like two main sections where you can make some choices of like, do you want to take path A or B? But ultimately, you have to do both in order to progress. But you kind of have a choice on like what order you want to tackle that. Is that a fair way to describe it? You guys are kind of
Yeah.
like,
And then there's a section where there's, different puzzle areas. They're trials, they call
Right.
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sword trials. And you can choose what order to do those, but you have to do them all.
right.
But yeah, but I mean also too, there's no side missions. I'll tell you that. There is a main narrative that is a
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
you're
you
pretty
are on-
focused.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's like an on rails game where you kind of have room to like travel or look at stuff, right? You can like there are some places you can go that have no place for gameplay whatsoever, but you can still go there and explore there if you want to. There's still options for you to like explore minus just like mainlining the game. There's like like the voices. I don't remember what they call them.
The lore stones.
Yes, lore stones. So there are lore stones that you can go to that are completely optional that you don't have to do for the story of the game at all. It just adds to the game.
Oh, it adds so much, dude. Not since
Yeah,
like
I'd love to just stand
BioShock.
there and listen to what they say. Like,
Right.
Totally.
So there's that, but other than that, it is pretty like Sean says, you get to one section, you can do 2 choices. You get to one section, you can do 4 choices. Other than that, there's nothing else in the game that allows you to make those kind of choices. It is just kind of get from here to here and go. So
Yeah.
that's why I say like it is linear to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to those 2 sections, but those are the only 2 sections that really give you any like choice of like different. I can go this one, this, whatever, or I can
yeah,
choose left or right.
but it's
or
really
whatever.
just order of operations.
Correct,
It's
right?
not
Because
a
you have to do
choice.
all of it anyways. So
Yep.
it's not like you choose this door and now your story's different. Like it's you
No.
have to go back and do either one anyways. So
Yeah, I was going to ask that just because I know there have been games that have continuations that if you play the first game, it kind of affects what happens in your second gameplay. We saw that a lot with like Telltale games. So I was just curious because I know that you guys mentioned that it was somewhat of a linear game. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be like, oh, if you do this, everything changes about this particular part.
nope.
Because I was like,
No.
I didn't think that was how it was going to play out. But I was just, as someone who like, I personally haven't played it at all. Of course, all jokes aside there. But no, I think it's mostly because I wanted to make sure I was in the correct mindset to play it. Because I do recognize that there is a lot. It is a very heavy game. And it's one of those things where I think if I wanted to play this game, I know for a fact for myself, I wouldn't want to stream this because I feel like this is a game that I would not be able to feasibly do streaming wise. I think this is an experience that I'd like to play myself, and be able to like experience it that way. But Mitch, as someone who streamed this, how is the experience overall, and how is it with your viewers watching it?
For the most part, like some of my viewers, it's actually one of those things where it's the type of game they actually wouldn't play themselves. Like like there was a couple people that were there that were like, this would freak me out too much to play it by myself. So actually like experience it with somebody else made it easier for them to digest some of the stuff that was going on in the game. I get what you're saying though, like about the kind of, because like I said, at the same time while I'm playing the game, I'm also reading chat. I'm also interacting with them. So it is a little like, sometimes it takes you out of it when you're looking up and like kind of looking and reading what everybody else is saying about the game. But at the same time, I'm happy I was able to stream it because people got to experience it that either A, don't have an Xbox or, don't have the game themselves. But also just content wise in the game might've been too heavy for them because there is some pretty heavy stuff that's in that game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was the good thing though, too. And, also, like I said, instead of play, I'm not saying it's a game you shouldn't play, but also watching somebody play it isn't a bad thing for this type of game in particular, right? I'm not saying the gameplay is so like incredible that you should experience playing it yourself. But if you're just sitting there watching somebody play it and then you get to just experience like the cutscenes and all of it like together, I think that's also a good thing. Like I can tell you just my views on the videos alone. Obviously it's a good timing for the videos to come out right before the new one comes out. But like they've had a lot of good, it's a game. I'm not gonna say it's a game you can watch, but it kind of is. The gameplay isn't so riveting that you should play it yourself, in my opinion.
I don't think it's the gameplay that you need to like be experiencing necessarily. I think it's just about like, can you become immersed in everything that's going along by watching someone else play? Like some people really can. For me, it was, I had the lights off, I had my headphones, and like I was in it. Like I was experiencing this game in the first person. Like that's what I would kind of, not that I don't want people watching your videos, but I'd be sad if people didn't get to experience that. And it is definitely worthwhile. Like, we've mentioned it a couple times, but like really emphasizing like the material in this game it's very heavy. Talking about mental health issues and psychosis. Like I think that there's a responsibility that Ninja Theory kind of like took on to deal with it so well. This is something that could very easily have gone like, oh, I know a little bit about psychosis or even calling it schizophrenia, which I don't believe that's the case. There is a responsibility that they took on with this that I respected like throughout this whole thing. And it's not like you can walk away from it going, how well did they do that? But then also the art of it is incredible. And also the lore, like, and all the different worlds, like you end up in all these different spaces. And the story is excellent. So it's not any one piece of it that you really take away. And that's why I'm so hyped about it. Like everything I could talk about this game is real. I mean, I guess maybe the puzzles, but like who cares? But there's so much about it that I really, really enjoy.
The one
that
thing
I think you should experience. I think you should experience.
I think the one thing I was mostly concerned about is I was like, how well does the audio come through? Because I cannot begin to describe how much audio plays into this game and how cool it is, like, and how much it is immersive into the gameplay itself. And like, that was a concern I have. I was like, I wonder if people actually watching it, not like me playing the actual game, hearing it, like how well can people hear what I'm hearing? Because like I said, if you were to turn on my videos and just turn out the lights and watch it, you could have a similar experience. Again, no gameplay, no puzzles, I get it. But like, how well can people hear what I'm hearing? And people were like freaked out when that first part, when she's rowing up to the beach, people were like, yo, what is going on in my head?
That's just the start.
Yeah. And people were
literally
like, what
just the
hell
beginning
is this? And yeah, it just gets crazier after that. But yeah, I mean, it's, again, I think it's cool to experience it with other people, because some people really were just like, there's no shot I would play this by myself. Or some people were just like, this isn't my type of game, but also story alone. Even again, if you just watch it as a movie, it's not bad at all. Like it's really cool. Minus gameplay. Again, some games get weird like that, right? You can just watch it. You can just watch it and not experience the gameplay. I want to say that's how I somewhat feel about Telltale games too. Like there's gameplay in there, but it's not crazy difficult bosses. It's not, you know,
But
no
there's nothing.
difficulty
There's
to it.
nothing. That's the thing. Like there's nothing cliche about this game, and I feel like
Right.
like Walking. Like I love Walking Dead. I love those games. But I feel like once you've kind of experienced one, you're like, okay, well, there's gonna be a twist there. One of these characters isn't gonna make it. You kind of like it ended up becoming kind of like a paint by numbers kind of thing. And
Right.
this is anything but that. I kept being surprised. I thought that they were gonna go like this deep, and they went even deeper. There's a
Yeah.
tight cast of characters in this game that you come to really like care about and be interested in. Druth is sort of like this this character that joins you like spiritually almost and guides you and tells you these stories that really have nothing to do generally with like what you're doing in the game, but they fill in the plot and the gap and the lore so much. Like that's why I want to re-experience it, because at the beginning, like I don't know what to think about this guy, and then by the end, my relationship with Druth is totally different. There's a beautiful love story, by the way, that we haven't really even talked about, like what Senua is even doing. You know, her significant other, like her lover, like I don't know what to like. Dillion has been killed, and she wants to save his soul. Like, can we just talk about the premise, like what the character is doing in this game? And what has happened to Dillion is remarkable. It's worth playing the game just to kind of find that out. But the lore here is that the head is the vessel for the soul. So she's carrying around her Dillion's her head so that she can go to hell to save his soul. That's Hellblade. That's why you play this game, because it is so intense. And by the way, she's suffering from a form of psychosis this whole time and battling unbelievable creatures and seeing things and like we used to talk about set pieces a lot in video games, like with Uncharted and the train and everything. Set pieces as far as like scenery goes in this, I haven't seen anything this creative and vast and unique since something like oddly to compare, like the Evil Dead. You play a little bit and then you're in like this totally different space and now you're somewhere else. And yeah, just the artwork that goes into that had me like, I can't wait to play this second game because I can't believe I'd missed it this whole time.
Right.
Yeah. And that actually kind of leads me to kind of one of my I would say last questions, but at the same time I'll have a few more that pop up in my head. Is what are your hopes going into Hellblade 2? Because I don't know if a lot of people thought when the game first came out, of course.
I will opt out of this question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean. No, I'm just, I know a lot of people when they first played this game, and especially when it came out in a release, a lot of people weren't expecting a sequel to the game. So just out of curiosity, for the other half of the podcast, what are your hopes and what are you looking to see? Of course, we're not going to like, spoilers aside, what are some things that you're kind of like maybe thematically or specifically story wise, what are you hoping to see with Hellblade 2?
You want me to go first, Mitch?
Yeah,
You're
you
pointing
go
at me.
first.
Yeah,
All
if
right.
you could
You
go.
first.
So yeah, without spoiling anything, this first game ends, right? There is an ending to this story, and I didn't expect to see another story with Senua. Like, I thought maybe a sequel would be a different character, but like a similar type of journey for someone else. So I really don't know what to expect. I mean, I want more better graphics and audio as compared to what they could do 7 years ago, and I think we're getting that. But I don't have really any idea what this journey is going to be about. Just because of how the other one ended. Like, I don't know. I don't know what we're dealing with this time, but I have all the faith in the world in Ninja Theory to pull it together. So I want
Yeah.
more of the same type of feelings, I guess. Just everything we've said that we really enjoyed, like how great the audio is and that there's a powerful story, and that's all. That's all I need. How about you, Mitch?
Yeah, that is like that's kind of what I was trying to mention earlier is the fact of like where do they go after this story? Because technically, this is an ending. Like there could never be a sequel to this game, and this would be a complete story. So the fact that there was a sequel with the same character, you're just going cool. Kind of some stuff happened at the end of this first game that I don't know what you're gonna kind of lean into with the second one. Um, Sean's just
I
not,
wanted.
not
Oh
smiling
man,
for embargo. Not smiling
Next
for embargo.
week, Sean.
Next week. So like I said, there's
I
things where I'm
apologize,
sitting there
Sean.
thinking like, how do they go this route? Where do they go story wise? Because like I said, yeah, the game ends. I'm just as a tech nerd, I really want to hear that audio and I really want to see those visuals like go ballistic. I want to turn on this game and be blown away visually, audio. I just really want to see what they do with it. I wouldn't mind, like, I'm not gonna say the puzzles are boring, but like more maybe another way to experience puzzles, some other like, I'm not gonna say tool or item or ability to make you have to think about puzzles in a
why
different
not?
way.
That
Yeah, I mean, I
wouldn't
think
you
that
say
would be a cool thing to mix it up. Like if you get to an area instead of just this is the type of puzzle that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like you have this new item that again somehow plays in the story to make you have to think about puzzles differently. If there were any more variety of enemies, I wouldn't be upset. Just because there's about four or five types of enemies. If there was some other, and again, this new item kind of changes the way you do puzzles, changes the way you do combat. Not saying you have to have skill trees, not saying you have to do all this crazy stuff, but like example in God of War, you play the whole first part of the game with the axe and then you get the Blades of Chaos, right? Blades of Chaos completely change how you attack enemies, how you do puzzles, how you do this. So I wouldn't mind them going that route of not necessarily a new weapon, but just like some new ability that literally changes how you have to think of characters or the enemies you're fighting, the puzzles you're doing. I think that would be cool. Even if it showed up halfway through the game like God of War did, I'm cool with that too. But I don't necessarily want them to go too deep with skill trees and skills and abilities and all that crap. Like combat was perfectly fine. But yeah, I mean, I feel that this game we're about to play, in my opinion, is like the first true next gen game. I literally feel like this is the game that you bought this console for. Like you wanted a console to show you the horsepower of what can be done on next gen only and not hamstrung by any old tech because this game was in development for God knows how long and they had to put it on the old consoles to make their money back. They're like, no, watch us push this console to its limits. And I think this is that game. Like, and that's how I felt with Gears of War, right? Gears of War was literally a game that's like, we're going to kick you in the mouth with how visually this game looks and how this gameplay is and how everybody's just like, holy crap, look at this game. That's how I feel that Hellblade's going to be. Even though it might not be the game for everybody, I just feel that this is going to be that first true next gen, holy crap, what am I watching moment. And that's what I'm super excited for too.
Awesome. Yeah, I think, like, full transparency, I think the reason why I haven't personally played it myself and something I've done specifically to delay myself from playing this game is I also recognize with myself that when I get into games, I get like absorbed into it to a point where like it, like I know like this is going to be very silly to say, like when I play things like even like Phoenix Wright or when I tried to play Danganronpa, I got overly concerned because it was like I'm in a situation where I'm dealing with a murderer. So like having a situation where I'm going to be dealing with a lot of audio and having people like whispering in my ears telling me certain things, it's been like I think I've been almost scared to try this game, not because it's a horror game by any aspect. It's just the mechanics and then also just like what type of mental like rabbit hole am I gonna go down after I play this game kind of thing. So I just want to get some insight from all of you who've played it, and this is going to be something that Sean you can answer too. What were your feelings after you played the game, like when you were going through it and then like of course at the end, because I know it's definitely a very difficult game. It's a very heavy context and text game. My goodness, contents game. My apologies. So I just want to get your thoughts from all of you. Like, how were your thoughts either on like while during and then afterwards overall?
Yeah, deep thoughts for sure. because there is a lot on. We talked about the psychosis quite a lot here, and which I don't personally think that I can really relate to, but there's another element here of like overcoming grief and overcoming insurmountable challenges and paralyzing doubt, and those are things that really resonated with me. And it's interesting because I often make fun of people when they go like, I can't wait to play what's the game, True Colors, what am I thinking of, Bowser, the Life is Strange games. And they go, oh, I can't wait to, like, these games are so emotional, I can't wait to play them because, I could use a good crime. Like, really? Like, you're going for that? And yet here I am with Hellblade, going through this journey, thinking about these themes of, like I said, like grief and overcoming insurmountable challenges, and going to the depths of hell, all while dealing with psychosis. It's a ride. Like, there's not really many other ways to say it, but it's done so well that I respect it quite a lot. And for me personally, like, it just kind of hit at the right time where those themes really resonated with me. So it could be a time and place thing for some people. Like, maybe you played and like none of those things really land for you, and it's just as is presented. But because the audio that we keep talking about is just so, like, it just goes right into your brain. That's what's so immersive, and the themes and the sequence of events that are all happening. It just, like, I felt it in my bones, this game, and it has left me like it's like they're reverberating even as I'm describing it to you. Just I love this game. It might be just like recency here, but I wish I played it earlier. So yeah, I mean, people got to watch out because it's heavy. But I do think it's worthwhile. I don't think there's, like some horror movies have like cheap scares, like the jump scares. Like, there's a version of that when dealing with this type of material, and it's not that. It's like, it's genuinely rich, I think.
Okay, and I do have a question. I know someone commented, and I do apologize, I forgot off the top of my head who asked this, or specifically mentioned it. Is there any trigger warnings at the beginning of this game in any capacity?
Yes.
Okay.
Very first thing that comes up after Ninja Theory is straight up, this game it's pretty much a warning, flat out. Like, and again, like, I don't think necessarily the game is like scary. And I don't think it's a horror game or scary or has jump scares or really anything like that. Yeah. But there is a full-on trigger warning. Like, if you are dealing with this, you may not want to deal with this at this moment. Which, I mean, and like Sean had mentioned, the care that they took into dealing with all of that. They had staff, like psychiatrist staff, like kind of like basically making sure that they were on the up and up and not misrepresenting it, but also at the same time making sure they were representing it accurately. That's a big deal to them. And I went back and there's I don't know if you get it after beating the game or not, but there is a feature you can watch where it's like a 30 or 40 minute video where it kind of goes into some of those things. I personally didn't watch it yet. I plan to, but that was the thing, is like, they really wanted to treat this respectfully and wanted you to kind of feel like experience what that's like. When it comes to
I feel like they could have, if they wanted to deal with that material, like, they really could have inserted it into like really almost any game. Like, it could have been a Life is Strange game, but they inserted it into this. And what is these gods? Is this Norse? Is this Norse mythology?
Yeah. Norse mythology.
Like, so good, because it's so violent. Like, that mythology is so violent. And the gods are so interesting, and all the different lands, and like literally going to Helheim. I just think that, like, there's a mix there that just works. The recipe is so brilliant. It wasn't just that we're dealing with heavy themes here, but you put it in this land with these characters and these warriors and these cultures, and it just bubbles up into Hellblade. I feel like if only we were doing this in close proximity when the first game actually came out, like, that would seem relevant, but the next best thing might be the week before the sequel comes out. But
one thing I just want to quickly mention, besides the voices and all that stuff, the music in this game, there's moments where music kicks in and I'm just like, let's go. Like, dude, it's super good. And like certain parts, I remember like I made that comment like out loud while I was streaming it, and my chat was like, just like, yeah, the music got awesome real fast, didn't it? And I'm like, yeah, it did. So yeah, there's a couple good moments in there too, not just voices and all that, but Sean's gonna beat it again while playing Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
You know, but no, they just did. Man, such a good job.
I think I have to play this weekend. You guys have convinced me. We'll
Got
see
her.
how. You got me. You got me.
And then you have time to play the next one next week. The game comes out
Yeah.
on Tuesday. On Game Pass.
I think, like I said, if you're concerned about the being super immersed in the game, I mean, it's a heavy game, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, play it with your boyfriend around, play it in daylight. Like, try not to get too, if that is a concern of like, how immersed am I going to get into this? Which is, like I said, some of the concern that some of my viewers had, and that's why they watched me play it instead of doing it themselves. Like, I still think people should experience this game and check it out. But if it is like a worry of like, I'm going to get too involved, then just try to do anything you can to not get too involved, right? To like put the
Do
lights
small
on.
chunks.
Do small chunks. Yeah. Like realistically, it's wild. Cause like when I played it Monday, I was like, oh, I'll just keep playing it. I got time. And then literally I beat it. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I actually didn't realize how quick, you know, and that's not a knock to the game. Like it's like Sean said, if it was any longer, it probably would have got boring in my opinion. Like I probably would have got to a part where I'm just like, unless the story had some other stuff they were going to tell, like the story was like perfectly paced. They did a good job explaining everything, all the side stuff, like the lore stones. If you want to hit those are great. There are some lore stones that I did miss. Which by the way, shout out to the game. Apparently, the re-release allowed chapter select. So all you Chivo hunters, then it tells you.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was apparently a thing that wasn't in the when the game first came out. There was no chapter select. So like, then when they redid the game and they put it on Series X or whatever, they added chapter select, and next to each of the chapters, it tells you how many lore stones you got and missed.
I'm going back.
So
I'm totally going back.
that's the only thing
So
I
I
saw.
was-
I was like, man,
I thought the lure stones were random after the first playthrough.
mine
Maybe
said
they
like
changed that
2 of
too.
4, 1 of 3. Like it told me how many lore stones I got in each section. And also, by the way, shout out to the achievements in the game. They're pretty real talk. Fee, if you actually played this game, you could 1,000 out of this game.
Oh yeah.
The game is very generous when it comes to like you beat a boss and that's like 90 gamer score.
Yeah.
Like
Unless
there's
the
not
Chivo
many
doesn't pop.
achievements. Unless the Chivo doesn't pop, which Bowser did go play
I
again.
fixed it all now. I got it all now.
She's good.
That's why I
By
had
the
to
way,
replay it.
I now understand what you're talking about, what Chivo didn't pop. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, you can't do this achievement without getting this one.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about that. But no, like,
Yeah, because most of them are just story beats. You beat
only-
this boss.
Yeah.
You get an achievement. Good job.
beat the game and you get 90% of the achievements. The only one you
Yeah.
don't get is the lore stones, which is the only one I didn't get. I looked back and I'm like, that's the only one I didn't get. And the chapter selecting is cool because I could technically just load that up and go find them real quick,
Totally
right?
doing it.
So yeah, that was a cool thing. Yeah, that was awesome.
Awesome. Well, what I'll do is we'll go around and I'm going to ask you to, if someone asked you to describe this game in one word, I'm starting off with Bowser. What is your one word for Hellblade Senua's Saga?
Nope.
Nope.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
I-
I mean, it is
I
a
messed
saga
up
at
that
this
intro.
point because there's now 2.
I messed up
should've
that
just
name.
went with
I
Hellblade
mostly just want to be
Paullin.
clear. I am absolutely not talking about Senua Saga. That is definitely the sequel. I will
I am
be.
not breaking embargo right
Yeah.
now. I am clearly
Just
talking
for
about
clarity.
Senua Sacrifice.
Yes.
Yes.
And I honestly, it's mostly because I will admit I clicked on Xbox just to bring it up, so after the show I can start downloading the first game, and it literally now when you load up Xbox, it shows Hellblade.
There's a banner there. That the advertising you were talking about, Sean.
There
they
it
pushed
is.
out an Xbox update, and they're like Hellblade 2.
It's
Go
literally like the
play it.
entire box, and it's like a escape, like essentially like a very like foggy, like almost like hillscape, and then it like clouds, and then bam, it says download, like pre-install Senua Saga Hellblade 2. So I apologize. Senua's Sacrifice. What would be one word that you would use to describe this game, Bowser?
Experience.
Damn it.
It's an experience.
Oh.
That's my word. I was gonna say, can I
Five
say
minutes.
two
I
and
get to go
say
first.
and experience? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Sean,
I
what was
win.
yours? I gotta find a new one.
I'll say impressive. I think this game is impressive on almost every front. Just like, wow.
Awesome.
That's the longer version of, if my one word was wow, you could also say impressive.
Excellent. You probably took Mitch's second and third choice.
No, I think, again, I'm going to say 2 words, a journey. Like, it is absolutely from start to finish a journey. And again, it has a damn ending. I don't know what they're doing with the second one. That's the biggest. As soon as I finished it, I was like, so
we're done here.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? What's the second one doing? And then I look at the marketing material for the second one. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on right now. There's like,
But
some
it's got
weirdest-
music.
Yeah, it does.
No, that one trailer, man. I've listened
Yeah,
to that
it
song
does.
8 billion times now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have thoughts. I will not say, man.
Embargoed.
Don't say nothing, man.
Yeah, but even on the marketing
All
stuff.
right.
it's like-
So here's what I'll say. I don't play a lot of scary games.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a scary game.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to have nightmares. If ever there was something I want to show up in my nightmare, it is that I think it's Senua's father's voice.
yeah.
The bass voice with vocal fry, that
Yeah.
guy can show up in my dreams anytime. I'll just say
feels
that.
good. It makes me feel things. Hell yeah.
He's a terrible person, but
Yep.
you could put that voice in my dreams. And it didn't happen. So
That guy could read me the telephone book. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Read me the phone book.
No. Oh, you continue, Mitch.
No, I was gonna say I have one question too, and I couldn't tell if this was all of the like vision she was having of like all those things. Were those full motion videos or was that actual CGI?
I love that
Like-
you don't know the difference.
I really couldn't tell. It looked like full motion video. It
Yeah,
looks
their
like
capture
actors.
is really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like I literally looked at him hard a couple times. I'm like, I swear to God, some of those look like they're just filming a guy talking. And I really couldn't tell if it was actually like them doing CG or just showing a video of it.
Yeah.
But
The enhanced for Series S and X is it's so good.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That was like also something that for people that do want to check it out, I was looking between like, again, thank you Digital Foundry for just making my tech nerd brain way easier to digest what game I want to play on what console and what mode. That was the first thing I did, and they were just praising up, down, left, and right how like the Xbox Series X version of that game on performance mode is just the best version you can play of it. Basically, they were just like,
Oh, I played on quality mode. I played
played
on
quality?
30. I played 30 FPS. Yeah.
Got it. They were saying like that the 30, I mean, the other one was like literally 4K 120, which 60 on the game's fine. I don't think
Yeah.
120 is necessary. I don't think I would necessarily minded 30, but like performance mode is literally that like sweet spot in the middle. Apparently still hits 4K, even though it's like a scaling resolution, still hits 4K most of the time, 60 FPS. And they were just praising how well it looked compared to the PC version, like comparing it to a crazy PC version. Again, you can play it on whatever you want. It's on literally the first one is on every console, including
Yeah.
Switch, which I don't even want to bother to see what that version looks like. Also, I'm pretty sure, can you do this? This would actually be one of those games I would say on cloud wouldn't be bad at all. Like the combat isn't so tight like that you need to necessarily have like instant, reflexes on stuff. It's nice to have, but I honestly feel like if you were to play this game on cloud, it actually wouldn't be a terrible experience at all.
Yeah.
I hope the audio comes through on cloud, like that would be the one thing I'd be like, hopefully they don't compress the audio and make it weird, but the actual gameplay of it on cloud would probably be just fine. So everybody should play the first one at least. And again, if you want to play the second one, Tuesday, Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
And I think did that say cloud as well on the Game Pass website?
I was just checking.
It
Yes.
is.
Cloud, PC, and Xbox Series.
Perfect. So yeah, like I said, even if you guys don't have an Xbox console, go play it on your tablet or your phone or your computer or something. Like if you have Game Pass, go do that.
Awesome. Any other thoughts before we wrap it up for this evening on Hellblade? Senua's sacrifice, not
Yes.
Saga, because
Good
we
job.
are not talking about that until next week.
Not breaking embargoes here.
Not
This is
breaking
so
embargoes.
cool though that this is how it's working out though. We get the first game this week, next game, like there's there's enough time between when the game comes out and when we record this. You guys will
Now,
be
the
able
big-
to finish it.
I was gonna say, the big question is, it comes out Tuesday. Do you think we'll actually be able to beat it before Friday?
Well, again, like
I will.
assuming what we're hearing on the internet is the case.
Just to say, Bowser's like, watch me. Like, I'll be the one talking about it. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like thinking about it because, again, like I was pleasantly surprised at like being able to finish it by Monday. I actually finished Monday. I'm like, oh, what the hell am I going to do for the rest of the week now? Like, these are typically days where I play single player things. Good for them though. No, I would hope to have it beat by next Friday. Like, again, not trying to rush through it or anything. Like, I'm not going to just power through it. I just hope the experience is a very similar experience to this one. I doubt they would make it twice as long for no friggin' reason. But yeah, I mean, I don't think games. Has there been a game really that's like gone off the deep rails and be like, we're gonna make this game twice as long as the last one?
I feel like God of
I'm
War
sure there
Ragnarok
is.
was much
Yeah.
longer than the first one.
Was it much longer?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah.
I might have to dial in on my phone Friday.
Oh,
I'll be out of town.
for the show. Yeah.
She's just gonna dial in
I
and
know.
go, it was great. Click.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. Hangs up. Okay. Thanks, Bowser, for checking in. We'll make
Still
that.
crying.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. No, it'd be cool. Like I said, if I can, I will say though, I will purposefully make sure that is the content that I do Tuesday, Wednesday,
Do it.
Thursday. Like
Do it.
that is 100% the content I'm gonna
Yeah.
focus on.
We're going to be streaming it as soon as like that the evening of the game that comes out. So we'll stream it here on Carpool. You'll stream it on your channels as well. Review, discussion, and spoiler cast will be up. Ryan Turford and I will be posting that. I want to say on the 23rd, and then we record this on the 24th. So tons of Hellblade. Sorry, Senua Saga : Hellblade 2 content
For that.
coming here after the embargo, of course, on the 21st. 4 a.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Pacific time, some other time in Atlantic time. I have no idea. What is it? It's like 4:30, 5:30. I don't know. You guys are.
Don't begin to get what Fulia needs the time. She's the next day.
Oh yeah, for Australian, like
It's
who
like
knows?
Friday in Australia.
Halloween.
Yeah.
The embargo is Halloween if you're in Australia.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
check that out.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. You've now convinced me. The game's already downloaded. Already downloading. I
Yes.
think we're at
There you go.
10% already.
Yes.
So if I start messaging you guys and it just takes just like me just messaging you guys and then at the very end me
Play it
sending
in
a
the
photo-
Discord. Play it in the stream it on the Discord.
Okay,
That'd be
I'll
awesome.
I'll stream it on the Discord. And you guys are gonna have to deal with me crying because it's probably gonna lead to me just crying for no reason.
Oh, do it. Yes.
Okay, so guess what, guys? Tomorrow on the Discord, Fiona's gonna play this game, and it's only gonna be in the Carpool Gaming Discord. I'm not streaming this on Twitch. This is strictly a Carpool Gaming experience.
Nice.
Exclusive in Discord. Do not be surprised if you just hear a bubbling mess the entire time. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
We'll see. It's gonna be a great time, everybody. Woo! Mental health. Woo!
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. World premiere stream of a game that's 7 years old. Let's go.
I know, right?
Woo!
Hey man, I was playing Stardew Valley. I put like 40 hours into Stardew Valley this month. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Love it.
good year.
Oh,
All right,
goodness.
is that the end?
It
Did we do
is
the whole thing? There's nothing left.
nothing
we did the whole
left.
thing.
The end of episode 340. We are 20 away from Xbox 360 drive, which is probably
Yeah,
going to be a
buddy.
thing that we'll do
We have
in
to.
20 weeks or so. Man, what a time we had tonight talking about all the things. That Hellblade game that every single one of us played, except for Fee, of course.
Of course.
Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass. That'll be fun for us to talk about. Next week, Hellblade 2. The week after that, we are predicting the Xbox Showcase. The week after that is the Xbox Showcase. So much content coming to patreon.com/carpool gaming. And before we thank everybody who supports us over there, Mitch, can you please tell the people listening and watching where they can find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of socials.
MySpace.
At this right here, MySpace, Vine,
Oh, that'd be great.
What other ones? Yeah, Mitch Power 1116. Again, if you guys would rather, I encourage you guys to play Hellblade 2. If you guys would rather just watch it, I have a full playthrough of the game.
Hellblade 1.
Hellblade 1.
We're not breaking embargo. You have not played Hellblade 2.
I have not played Hellblade 2. That is a fact.
Yes.
But if you want to watch all of Hellblade 1 in its entirety in 4K, go to my YouTube, Mitch Power 1116. Go do that. And then, of course, on Tuesday, I will be streaming Hellblade 2.
Nice.
Not breaking embargo, playing it like everybody else does.
Hell yeah. Bowser, please, for the love of all that is holy, tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
Find me on that there Xbox at Bowser13, and then come hang out with me in the Discord, because that's where I spend my entire day.
Nice.
And I'm just glad that Fee has made it to her embargo time for Hellblade.
Yes, this was your own embargo. Yes.
Self-imposed embargo is up tomorrow. I'm so
Love it.
happy.
I'm so excited. It is going to be a hoot. So you can find me tomorrow.
I don't know if anybody would describe this game as a hoot.
It's gonna be a hoot.
That would not be my one word.
No, a hoot.
Oh, no. Well, you can find me over on our Discord, Carpool Gaming, where I'm going to be playing Hellblade over on the Discord tomorrow, which is going to be an entertaining time to say the least. You can also find me over at twitch.tv/Zoranix, where I'm going to, at some point this week, finish up the Rewinder and do some art stuff. And you know what? Go check out my Twitter and go check out my Instagram, all at Zoranix. I'm gonna start doing more artwork, and maybe you'll see art for other things. Who knows? So go check us out, because it's gonna be a really great time. And by us, I mean me. Go check out me. There you go.
Check me out. Yeah.
Check me out.
Love it. Well, you can check me out actually on the Communication Error podcast. I got to go on there and join Cheesy and John Ebo. It was a really good time. Got to talk about Bobby Pauls and a lot of the inspiration behind whatever's going on here at Carpool Gaming. So check that out. Thanks to those guys for having me on. Twitter,
Yes.
Xbox Live is not what it's called anymore, but I'm going down with the ship. Xbox Live. Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. I'm in the Discord quite a lot. Love seeing the conversations over there. Love seeing you guys buying your shirts and your merch over at carpoolgaming.com. This is the end of episode of the Xbox Drive 340. But before we go, I want to say thank you to more than 100 people joining us over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. It's bonkers. And a special thank you to our ultimate producers. One of them is right here in the chat. I see you, Jonathan Brown, and your music that people can get at linktree/pme.jib and Spotify and Apple Music. You should definitely be doing that. And Cwagmire, who of course reminds you that the best babes are Xenobabes. Platinum producers, Robby Bobby Miller, Tim Paullin, and Smokin Joe, who I also saw. I see you guys up here in the chat. Our gold members, I'm going in reverse order from Toxic, Tim Aulph, Tech Mike, Jane Erickson, Peje EP, Patrice Mallette, Jan32, Hoppel up there in the gold member tier, Emily O'Kelly, Dannohh, Dan and Luma, CrocoKyle, CowboyDangerD, Cecily Carrozza, Brian Reese, Brad Moore, BobLoblaw, Awesome Dave, Anna, and Adam K. Thank you everybody for supporting us. Patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. All the content is over there. Tons of exclusive stuff. Check out the free tier if you like. And if you like it a lot, you can check out one of the paid tiers as well. So thank you for that. For Mitch, for Bowser, for Fee, I got my Diet Coke over here. We'll see you guys next week, where we will be talking about Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. This is the end. Goodbye, everybody. Where's the button? Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Xbox Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget that we've got some awesome Xbox Drive merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming for exclusive content. Links to everything are in the description. We'll see you next week.